For real? Oh, no. Let's go.
Boston.
In Berkeley, California.
You got it.
This one's for three. AJ Hawk, $5,000. USA! USA! USA!
The following program is a collection of stooges talking about happenings in the sports world. It is meant to be comedic informative. The opinions expressed on this show do not necessarily reflect the beliefs of their peers, their boss, or ESPN. There may be some cuss words because that's how humans in the real world talk. If you are young, please seek permission before watching any further.
Hey!
Why?
Let's go!
This show stinks, and the fact that you listen, we are very, very thankful for.
McAfee on the line with a gorgeous assist.
The all-time leading tackler for the Green Bay Packers.
You pig!
Damn it! Your friend tell a friend something nice could change their life. Hello, beautiful people, and welcome to our humble abode, the Thunderdome. on this feel-good Let's Beat Canada Friday the 13th. This sports going to be now.
Sports!
I got so excited to say America's about to beat Canada again, I almost had to take it in for a moment. I almost had to realize that today is another day where competition is going to steal the day. Today, the United States of America takes on Canada in the quarterfinals of the World Baseball Classic. We are now favored at minus 900 straight up to beat Canada. I will be placing a very hefty bet on a nice straight up dub as Logan Webb, an absolute stallion from the San Francisco Giants, will be dealing against a Canadian team that I'll tell you what, if they beat us tonight, it's going to be very loud with how loud we were after we took hockey from them, both our women and our men. We need our United States boys to hit dong shots. We need Logan to be Dyson. We need D-Row to be dealing. Yeah. And we need this team to go on a run to beat Canada tonight. Now, they were maybe not even going to make it to the quarterfinals. Okay, that was slight miscalculation by some things. We lose one game to Italy, and then all of a sudden, wait a minute, we need Italy to win over Mexico, who's a very good team. And if Mexico wins, they just can't score 5 runs. And if one of these things happens, the United States of America baseball story's over. World Baseball Classic was supposed to be for U.S. baseball to go on and do this thing after Japan won it 3 years ago. Now it's our we might not even get out of pool play. Who cares? That does not matter now. Now, it's just the boys in 3 games until we can say we're world champions, and it starts tonight against Canada. So good luck to USA. We'll talk to Jeff Passan here in about 10 minutes for any other storylines we need to be looking at. This is a big deal. All the stars are going to be out. Hopefully, they're going to be incredibly motivated. There's also NFL news happening all over the place. The sports world is alive this weekend. We'll talk about it all. The Talks the Tables here at Boston Connor and at Ty Schmidt. Boys, America needs one tonight.
Yeah.
Okay? We need one. The hockey teams were great. Michaela Schifrin was great.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
Ferreira was fantastic.
That's right.
Mac Forehand got robbed, but he was fantastic.
Yes, he did. And there was figure skaters that won.
Yes.
Bobsledder.
Alyssa Liu. Okay, that was fantastic. But now, what's the last taste in our mouth going to be for international competition? You know, because if it just ended right after the Winter Olympics ended, we would have been coming out with a sweet tooth, baby.
Yeah.
We would have been coming out in a fantastic way. Both the women and the men's hockey team win. We go into the final little Olympic celebration wrap-up thing as we are the champions, basically.
Oh, yeah.
Paralympics, our hockey team just beat the hell out of Czech Republic in semifinals.
Yeah.
6-7-1 or whatever the case.
Dominant.
So this is going to be a good thing. Boom, bang, how you doing? Keep it moving. Goal time. These dudes are they're turning that something sideways.
Oh, yeah.
Hitting puck off stick, lifting it up. Our team's dogs. I guess we got the greatest player to ever play.
No surprise.
History made. Declan Farmer becomes the all-time leading Paralympic sled hockey scorer. Yeah, that's what we do. Okay? Shout out Deck. Unbelievable.
Yeah, top Ched.
Hey, that's a fun sport to watch. I went to high school with a kid named Colin McGregor, also pretty notorious. Yeah, Colin McGregor, and he was in my homeroom, obviously, McGregor, McAfee. He was paralyzed, and he played sled hockey. And I remember him winning a big tournament one time when he came in, and I started looking into it. Pittsburgh has a good sled hockey stable. We got to go. I think a lot of hockey states are kind of starting to get into this, and we're very thankful because we need to beat everybody's ass and everything for the good of competition,
That's right.
for the good of our particular program. And we need to have a good taste in our mouth as we go into this beautiful summer and this beautiful spring, as America's better than everybody in athletics. And that doesn't happen if we don't win the World Baseball Classic. So we need a big one tonight, Ty Schmidt.
Yeah, absolutely. And, confidence is higher than it's ever been, at least for me personally, going into this one. You look at, we had a blip. We had a slip up. Not great. Team was probably playing a little bit too tight. Now we have a second chance at life. Okay, and we are not going to squander that chance. I don't know if it was intentional or unintentional. I like to think it was intentional, but you talk about how important it is beating Canada, who called the boys and left kind of just a little motivational message for them. Oh, that would be Jack Hughes, the American hero who helped us win a gold medal. So I don't know if you want to call it kismet or what, but I think that means something. And, the boys know, hey, we have to win this one, okay? All the talk coming in, you think it's bad if you choke in the playoffs. That's one thing. But you're going to have unanimous hatred
from everybody in the country if you don't go through and win this. D-Row knows that. All the boys know that. I think they're ready to go.
D-Row, by the way, getting Jack Hughes sent a message to the boys. Maybe he is a good skipper.
Yeah.
Maybe he is a good leader. This guy could be a world champion.
Yeah.
And we need to remember that with everything that has been said over the last couple of days. One half of the hammer.
Dahn.
Cowboys AP Tone is here. Tone, I'm going heavy on minus 900 USA just straight up to beat Canada in baseball. Should be no problem. Thanks for supporting me in this mission.
That's your God-given American right if you want to do that. Is that something I would recommend? That's for another day. It's
Oh,
Friday.
go to hell.
No.
Do
The answer is yes.
A little negativity coming from the friend over there. Everybody in the gambling world seemingly is clowning me for my big $5,000 minus 1,100 bet, okay? Is $454 worth it? First of all, yeah, $454 would have been really cool.
The dinner you were going to.
That would have been a great time to have
better than zero.
$454. All I was looking for was a guaranteed dub because I've been scrolling into my bet section of DraftKings and there's been no positive anything. I'm losing. Thanks, Luke Littler. I'm losing in darts.
Yeah.
I'm losing in darts right
Yeah.
now. Luke Littler was the only guarantee I know because that guy wants to win and then he wants to go pick up and buy some.
Yeah, Key-Bulbs, vapes, Coca-Cola.
Yeah, exactly. He lost for me yesterday. Some other guy had gout in his foot.
Yeah,
Johnny
Clayton.
Clayton.
Johnny
Clayton.
I know, what I'm saying is this guy has the worst gout we've ever seen.
Yeah.
And it turns
So
out
bad.
the guy can't even get and then he goes out and
What
wins.
happens when all you do is drink and eat meat
Like, well,
And throw darts.
and throw darts? My bad.
I'm losing on this. I'm losing on anything. That's why I did the minus $1,100, $5,000 hammer time, okay?
Sure.
That's why I did
See
that.
we'll go through the hoop.
Just want to see. It's all I wanted. And we lose to Italy.
Freaking
Now
cool,
I
man.
get the chance to talk to Pasquatch, and I think maybe we had no chance at all. If that guy's on the team, I think they're winning. Okay, I don't know how they've ever lost with him on the team. Are the Royals undefeated? They got Bobby. They stink.
No, they don't stink, but, hey, a lot of guys, but, yeah,
They
exactly. You would think these guys go 162-0 every year.
Because of his moxie.
Right.
Canada ain't got that. Gumpy, good luck to your team. That I hope you lose
No,
by at
good
least
luck.
10.
Good
Good luck,
Need
boys.
it.
Minus 900.
Johnny,
Easy win.
Easy win. I'm willing to wager everything I have.
well,
on
good
it.
news for me. I just redeposited into my account so I can bet more.
Boom. Boom.
Joining us now is a man who I assume thinks America's going to win, but we'll never know these days, I'm assuming he's going to look a little different today than he has over the last couple of days. Maybe looks like he lost a few pounds in his head. Ladies and gentlemen, college football national champion, Super Bowl champion, Ryder Cup winner, A.J. Hawk.
Yeah, Hawk.
Told you.
Wow.
Jeez, man.
Couple pounds in my head, couple pounds.
Okay, I think you got your talk back turned on because you're speaking directly into my right ear as well as the other one. Yeah.
I do not. I do not have my talk back on my end. I don't know
Okay,
what's
sick.
going on.
You're talking twice into my right ear. That is good. This will be a fun time throughout the entirety of all this. But I do think you set up the technology in a fantastic way. AJ, we're wrapping up free agency frenzy week here, and Schefter put out a new tweet that really has me in a little bit of an alarming state because it feels like our Excel spreadsheet might have missed a couple billion. Since Monday, NFL teams have spent a record $5.8 billion in player compensation, including $2.59 billion guaranteed at signing. This is up from last year's $4.88 and $2.19 billion over the same time period. We had $3.2 and $3.6 billion, I think we were projecting to the world. We don't know where we got it wrong. So joining us now, senior NFL insider for ESPN, Adam Schefter. Shefty, we were $2 billion off on our calculation. What did we miss? What else was added into your total number? That's extensions. It's rework deals. It's what?
Yeah, all that. It's all, and my numbers have been at least confirmed by people. Like they confirmed them for me. I went to a couple of different people. That's what it supposedly is. And I think they're factoring in exactly what you talked about, extensions and other situations, other deals. It's a lot of money. But what's $2 billion, Pat? $2 billion a mistake? I mean, thank God you're doing what you're doing and not being an accountant.
Yeah, well, I think what your accountant would be doing is potentially for American greed. I think it's potentially a cook of the books is what I think is potentially happening as opposed to what's happening on our Excel spreadsheet. But on that note, reworked contracts probably in that as well because we got a lot of reworked contracts at big positions. So that money being reallocated, probably being added to it, which we certainly didn't have added to it. And I appreciate the fact that the NFL is like, look how much money is moving right now. We got a lot of money moving over here, and a lot of it is going directly into players' pockets right now. Over $2 billion in guarantees. That's a healthy league, Schefter. This is obviously only going up and to the right as the money continues to pile in, especially with Thanksgiving Eve games coming out now with more streaming deals.
Thanksgiving Eve, international, the move toward 18 games, even though nobody wants to acknowledge it now. And the NFLPA is on the verge of picking its new executive director this weekend, perhaps. We'll see if they have a new person in position of power, because that's going to be a hugely important position as we come up to the end of the CBA and all the money that's pouring into the National Football League right now through all these alternative means beyond what they're used to seeing, obviously. Additional streaming networks, all the gambling money. Thanksgiving Eve, you mentioned. They could break off any package they want and sell it anywhere, and people are willing to pay whatever it takes to get in. And by the way, the value of franchises is also greater than ever before. We're going to see the Seattle Seahawks potentially sold this offseason. And I had one initially. Remember I said to you, I thought it would be, somebody said to me, 10 billion?
Yeah.
Somebody else said to me this week, again, and we'll see what it comes in at. They'd be surprised if it came in under 12 billion. Now, I don't know what's right or wrong. I don't know.
Lin Bin changes things. Lin Bin came in and down in Miami Dolphin, and he actually put 175 million or something for a 1%. So that would be 11.75 billion valuation.
There you go.
For the Dolphins, but that also adds F1 and something else. But the Dolphins haven't won a Super Bowl since 1973. So Seattle Seahawks up for sale in that area with a lot of money up there, fresh off of a Super Bowl and young talent seemingly in the building. Yeah, I thought there was a chance that was going to be big, just because there's only 32 of them, and it feels like it's maybe the only guarantee in all of business right now is an NFL franchise is going to go up to the right. And my last question for you would be, I guess, like, how much higher can it go? You know, like, is there a breaking point? Because there has to be, but there never seems to be one.
Does there?
Right? Like,
that's what I'm saying. I don't know, AJ. Like, I've tried to think about this during the week because all this money is so outrageous. We're up over $300 million salary cap. We got the MLB about to go into a full negotiation about salary cap and floor and everything like that. They're trying to figure it out. And obviously every player that has ever played in the NFL wants the MLB's deal. You know, we want a guaranteed deal. But if you start looking at the deal that we have with the amount of money that is going to be spent to players every single year, and it's only going up, it jumped 20 million this year as opposed to the normal like 5 or 7 that it normally is. It jumped 20 and all the other things. In the 18th game, that's going to be a tough negotiation, but J.C. Tretter's going to get in there, we all think. Ex-player going to hopefully be the one leading the NFLPA, but there has not been a lot of good leadership over there for a long time. But if they're able to negotiate another deal here for the next CBA that continues to benefit off the revenue that comes in from these streaming platforms, everything, it's like, which the deal already is, this should be good for a lot of people for a very long time. Good for the league, good for us, good for you, Schefter. That's great for you, actually, because what's that?
Why is that? Why is it great for me?
Those thumbs get a chance to send out a new deal. How many commas are in this one? Shit. You know. Hey, you ever get a message? This is a real question. Okay, this is a real question because it is real. As an insider, we all assume you guys copy paste messages that you're getting from your sources. Okay.
Well, yeah. Take the information. I try not to copy and paste, but you rework it, polish it up. But yes, go ahead. Yep.
Pro's pro.
Okay. I put it in my words, but yes, I am certainly working off a copy-paste method. What if something in there is left in there and it gets put onto the internet, and it's not like that devastating of a line, but it certainly kind of gives away the game a little bit? And like Holly Rowe got caught up in a situation where I think
I heard about that. Yep.
She got, but I didn't think it was that bad. Like when I read it, I'm like, Holly, you're basically saying you got a source, like a really good source. But she felt, I think, obligated not to. Do you ever get caught in that situation where it feels like you've given away too much about who potentially gave you the info? If that makes sense.
I just think that the best thing you could do, here's the thing: social media came into being in like 2009. So I'm sure early in my career, like maybe you're cutting and pasting and then like cleaning it up, and then maybe something that definitely could happen. It's something that everybody was adjusting to, but like I don't want to jinx myself, but I think you just go and take as many precautions as you can to make sure that what you're doing is going to be right, accurate, and clean. It's the one thing I get to say. Like, everybody makes mistakes, everybody's human, but when these tweets go out sometimes, the mistakes are a little bit more public than other people's mistakes. Everybody makes mistakes in their job. Yeah. Everybody.
Yes,
but sometimes, some people's mistakes are just more publicized, and that's sort of how it goes when you do these jobs.
Well, that's how you get here. Yeah, magnified. When you get to a level, You get to an expectation, and then everything you are in a fishbowl. Like, that is how it works. We've had to kind of realize that, like, everything that we say, we have to make sure, because our shit's going to get taken out of context anyways. So we can't provide more of that. So you are getting watched because of who you are. You've earned that right, but you also have to manage it. I think the only mistake Holly made was she deleted it. I think she should have. Because it just, in the sentence, it says basically like, this is not attributed to me or the league. It's like, okay, nobody knows who the me was there. And it didn't.
I didn't see it. I just heard something about it, but I could just.
She probably got heat from the person that sent it to her, but nobody knows who that person is. Nobody knows who that person is. And also, we wouldn't have, I don't think anybody would have even.
No.
Holly, you keep doing your thing, Holly. You keep doing your thing is what we're saying. And Schefter, we appreciate the hell out of you.
Guys, have a great weekend. It was lovely spending the week with you, truly, being part of the fraternity.
Hey, it was a dream come true for us, actually.
For us, too. It was awesome. Like, it was a great week. I expect to be back there for free agency next year, too.
All right.
Hell yeah.
Mouse in your pocket, you're the man. Ladies and gentlemen, Adam Schefter.
Yay,
Classic. That is a classic. That was good.
Yeah, it felt good. Yeah. He said us, speaking about himself, so always got to say who he with.
No, he's probably talking about Dano and Schrager. I bet on
he was speaking for the team.
Yeah, I bet on the plane ride home, they were like, wow.
I love that.
Those guys are so nice.
AJ, we got to figure out a way to get you in here next year for that. What did you hear from what he said there about the NFL and league as a whole? You asked the same question I did. They might never stop.
Why?
Like, actually.
I mean, 20 years ago, they probably, when a team sold for $500 million, didn't they say, hey, where's the ceiling? This has to stop at some point, right? Like, why? I don't know. I think with Roger Goodell, too, like, he is continuing to try to find ways to expand the league, play all over the world, eventually possibly have teams overseas. Like, yeah, it's not slowing down anytime soon.
The streaming platform mega money havers is the game changer.
Oh, yeah.
Because players get 49.5% of revenue. I forget which particular revenue. There's some revenue that players can't touch that the owners are able to get, but then everything else, and a lot of it is the distribution, the rights, the TV rights and everything like that, jersey sale, all that in that world. And it's like, as that continues to just go up, just one deal for 2 games with one platform can bump the salary cap up. It's like it's a pretty good little spot the league has found themselves in. That we're thinking about doing Thanksgiving Eve and Christmas Eve, and then there's also that random Tuesday in December Eve we're thinking about doing.
That's coming.
That's happening. Friday Night Lights.
Yeah.
Oh, we got a good one brewing for you. Middle of October, around Halloween. Friday Night Lights coming to you live from one of these Green Bay or Pittsburgh or something like that. Yeah. Like, it's only a matter of time, and the players are going to hate it all. And I would like to say, as somebody that got to witness, the dudes who battle in the locker room, like Thursday night games are tough for dudes. Like, especially later in the season at certain positions. It's like some guys aren't really able to like walk until Wednesday after a game on Sunday, because the amount of shit that they have going on with their body, the amount of things that have happened to their body throughout their entire career. Some of these guys are 11, 12 years in, offensive linemen, they have 2 hips and knee, back, let alone the back, and then obviously the head and shoulder, like literally everything. So Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday is almost just like, let's get out of the recovery of this.
Become a human again, honestly, and be able to walk down the stairs.
Yeah, so then those Thursday games come in, and it's like every team's got one, and you're going to like it. And the guys were like, I can bear Thursday's like the first day I'm back moving. And then the sell from all the coaches to the players were like, boys, we got a 3-day bye right after this game. And that's kind of how everybody got through it. And now just Thursday's just like kind of a natural thing that has to happen. And everybody views it as a celebration on the backside. Like, we'll get a 3-day break on the backside of this thing. And Thursday Night Football is beloved. It's launched Amazon Prime to the moon, I think is the numbers that they said and everything like that. So they're only going to make money. They're only going to make more money. 48% of all revenue is what the players make. A share that can be moved up to 48.8% based on the additional of a 17th game. Oh, yeah, and then I think that's up to 49 something. But players are pissed.
Yeah.
We lost. We can't even get 50% of this thing. It's like, man, I don't know if anybody's going to be able to beat the billionaire lawyers, okay? We got an NFLPA that's a bunch of, lawyers. And we really appreciate those lawyers that are in there. The billionaires that are buying these teams for $12 billion.
Yeah, they got good guys.
You should see the lawyers that they have. And these guys have been around a long time. And they got ideas for every single clause and how they could sell it. It's a fleet of lawyers. We have learned this. It's a good thing to have.
Yes.
Especially whenever those other lawyers It's like battleship, basically.
Yeah.
You're sitting behind, they're on the other side, and you just got to have good launchers for their lawyers' shit that's coming back at you on this side.
Yeah.
And that's the CBA for the NFL. MLB is going to have one. I think MLB and baseball are about to have a huge ride into relevancy after this WBC. And I'm only saying that strictly because I am an average sports doofus, and I'm falling in love with baseball every single game that I'm watching here. And I assume that's going to continue into MLB season, which is so long. Joining us now is the baseball authority for the next generation of baseball fans. You go ahead and fire up the jet when you need to talk ball, ladies and gentlemen, Jeff Passan.
Yeah, Jet.
Jet, what up, dude?
Gentlemen, it is a good day for baseball. It's a good week for baseball. And you know what, Pat, I'm glad that we rescued you from the edge there. It was getting close, man. You were almost out, but we just sucked you right back in.
The Italians
and now
sucked
we
me
got
in, yeah.
United States, Canada tonight, and we might have United States DR with Paul Skeens on the mound against the Platano Power. Things are looking up, Patrick. Things are looking up.
Things certainly are, and I'm not going to make an official declaration on what happens with me in baseball if we lose to Canada tonight.
Oh,
I think I know, but I don't want to make an official declaration. Shout out to the Italians getting us to the quarterfinals. Can you tell me about Team USA tonight, and how do baseball players respond to everybody mocking and ridiculing them? Can they just lock in? Is that something that happens in baseball, or how you're playing now is how you're playing, and we're going to have to hold on to our shit tonight against Canada, even though we're supposed to beat the hell out of them? Is that kind of how baseball goes?
Pat, this is no offense intended to any other sport, but I think baseball players handle failure better than anyone because failure is such an inherent part of the game. Like the old saying goes, you fail 7 out of every 10 times and you're a Hall of Famer. And so you have games like the one where the U.S. lost 8-6 to Italy. It's not like there were a bunch of jabronis out there for the Italian team either. These are good players. They absolutely carved through Pool B, and they're going to have a fantastic game tomorrow against Puerto Rico. But the main attraction tonight, United States, Canada, a few weeks after both of the gold medal Olympic hockey games. And, for Canada, they are approaching this the same way I think that the Italians did. Back in the original WBC, Pat, in 2006, Canada beat the United States. And this wasn't a Canadian team like the one now where you have big leaguers up and down the roster. They had 4 or 5 big league guys. And Michael Soroka, who's going to be starting for Team Canada tonight, goes to a Baseball Canada event every year. And every year, he said yesterday, they play highlights from that 2006 WBC game. So in the same way that every other team that's facing the United States approaches them, Canada right now looks at this as its championship game.
Canada, of course, you guys are running those highlights.
Feeling like 06 a bit in here.
No, it is not.
Yeah, right.
Hey, Jason Bay ain't walking
What's so
through that
funny,
locker
Jet?
room.
No, he's not.
What's so funny, Jet? I don't like
J-Bay.
those highlights need to stay 20 years ago. We need to blank them, okay? We don't need that first pitch fastball right down the middle just to see if they can catch up to it or not.
Let's hit him with the first pitch.
Yeah.
Bingo. We need to do fastball. Let's make it a middle finger one.
Yes,
Put them right
bingo.
on first base, okay? I'm learning about, your sport, Jet, as it continues to go, how the pitchers basically have, and I guess I should have known this because they're dogs, but there is a lot of pride and ego and everything that's going on up there.
Oh, yes.
So that first pitch, because remember our first, 3 games, the only hit we really gave up was the first pitch.
Yeah.
Boom, bang. Boom. So I'm wondering, what are we doing? Are we telling them what the first pitch is? They're like, yeah, first pitch normally going to be fastball. Like that, with an ace, first pitch is normally going to be fastball. And it's like, can we change that? They're like, you go tell the pitcher that. And I'm like, hey, can we not fucking throw fastball? And then it's always like, oh, yeah, maybe not or whatever. They really take that personal, though, I guess. That is like a tone setter, I guess, as a pitch. And that the first pitch you get is going to be the best pitch normally. So if we can get past that first pitch tonight, we're in a good spot. Is that how I should feel?
Yeah, I think so. I don't know if I would suggest plunking him and putting him on first base. That's typically not how you want to start a game. I think we want.
Well, it's better than a home run.
Well,
Throw it
right, but
behind
we need to get out of the first inning unscathed tonight. I think the biggest thing, Jet. I don't know if you agree with, and maybe if you're down there and you've been around the team a little bit, we need to jump on them early because if this is another one of those games where it's we're down 2-0 in the fourth inning, and we're starting to count how many at-bats we have left. These guys will get tight because they understand the enormous amount of pressure that's on them, piggybacking on top of what just happened against Team Italy. So, what has the demeanor been of the team if you've been around them, Jet? And what do you think DeRosa is going to do lineup-wise tonight?
I think they are appreciative of the fact that they're still in this tournament.
Okay.
And I think they are completely locked in now. They got lucky, frankly. Things could have gone so much worse, could have gone sideways in a catastrophic way. And they didn't. And Italy came through. Italy picked them up. As Vinny Pasquantino said, you're welcome, USA. And he was right. And I think you're going to see the A lineup tonight. And you're going to see the A lineup the rest of the tournament, Ty. We asked Mark DeRosa about this yesterday. Is Paul Goldschmidt essentially going to be getting any at-bats? And he said he's under no restrictions when it comes to sitting guys who are position players down on the bench. And, now that there are only 3 games left, the pitching is going to be laid out in a very particular way. Logan Webb starting for Team USA tonight, an absolute workhorse dog, 3+ pitches. You're going to see sinkers, changeups, and sliders tonight. He can locate them and land them both sides of the plate, up and down in the zone. Really the kind of guy you want with only 80 pitches being allowed. He can be very efficient. He gets a lot of ground balls. Team USA is favored in this game, and significant favorites for good reasons, because despite what happened in the Italy game, they remain the most talented team in this tournament. And if they win this game and the Dominican Republic beats Korea tonight, let me tell you, boys, we got Paul Skeens versus the DR for a trip to the finals on Sunday night. It does not get any better than that. And that's the beauty of this tournament. That's why people are falling in love with the World Baseball Classic, because we're seeing the kind of emotion, we're seeing the sorts of things that we just don't typically see in a Major League Baseball game. And I love that the United States, every time this tournament comes around, gets exposed more and more to the passion that the Dominicans have, that the Japanese have, that countries around the rest of the world have toward this great game.
Let's do the baseball tonight.
Let's do it.
Come on, boys.
Hey, let's do it. Let's do the baseball for the season.
Yeah.
Okay?
Oh, yeah.
There's a couple ways that can happen. There's one way it can't.
When's opening day, Jet?
Good question.
March 25th, Giants versus Yankees.
And when's final day?
October.
November 10th.
Yeah,
all right.
Yeah, late
Pat,
October,
I don't know
early
what the
November.
hell. I don't know what the hell I'm doing in 10 minutes. The fact that I was able to pull March 25th right there was a freaking miracle.
Yeah, we're pretty proud of you. I got a valuation of a team wrong in an earlier conversation. I spent some. I said a wrong number another time. There's a lot of numbers floating around, so we'll certainly excuse you. What we do appreciate is the fact you've been pushing for baseball for us for a long time. Without you, none of this happens for us, and we're very excited to watch us continue in the World Baseball Classic after tonight.
Well said.
Okay, that is what we're excited for. Thank you, Jet. I know you got something in 2 minutes. You're the man.
Appreciate you, boys. Have a great time watching tonight. And Pat, just one thing. Are you betting?
Yeah, big one. Hammering it.
Hell yeah, you are. Hell yeah, you are. You chase that.
I'm not
you gonna make it up, Patrick.
I'm not chasing.
You'll make that
You're not
paper.
chasing
It's not a
anything.
I'm not chasing anything.
Yes, you are.
I think it's
Yes, you
a
are.
No, I'm not. No,
You
Jet.
degenerate.
No, that's Jeff Passan. That's Jeff Passan.
Jet.
Get out here, Jet. I'm not chasing anything.
He doesn't know.
I'm just saying it wasn't me in my bet that made us lose to Italy. That's what I'm trying. I'm trying to sleep
Well,
at night.
yeah, obviously. Yeah.
Are you doubling it or keeping it the same?
Keep it the
How
same.
bad are you chasing?
I'd triple.
No, I'm just doing the same, and mostly because my bank wouldn't let me deposit anymore.
Sure. Problem gambling.
Get me at a low restriction, because I didn't gamble for a long time. I didn't gamble at all for a long time. Now that we're getting into all these different sports, I would like to continue to be into them. So what I've realized is I'm probably going to have to sprinkle a little something on some of these teams.
Sure.
Baseball, I had a bunch of L's. Okay, I'm talking home runs. This guy's supposed to, he certainly does. He hits a warning track. That's cute. This guy won't put one through the fucking outfield wall. That's cool. Can you put one over it? Can we have him put one over it? So it's just L's, but I was watching baseball because of him. So then I was like, I'm done with this. I'm going to win a baseball bet. And then this happens. And now I have to, because at night when I lay my head down, I think to myself, maybe I did piss off the gambling gods so much that they let Italy just kind of have their way with the United States of America in baseball and kind of put us in a position we were in.
Not a chance.
Tonight we're going to win, and I'm going to be able to sleep clearly.
I don't think Italy was on you.
No.
That's what we're going to find out tonight for sure. I'm going to have to clear that with
Italy
myself.
was on the boys, okay? They need to take this a little more seriously.
We ain't losing.
And they will now.
They need to realize
No
it's on
doubt.
the chest.
Baseball, obviously, gigantic right now. Hockey happening. The PWHL, how are the Boston Fleet doing?
The Fleet are rolling there still at the top. I believe Vancouver is coming in at second. Still very tight. Megan Keller kind of mentioned it because there's only a certain amount of teams. Like the race to the number one seed for the playoffs is about as close as you can get, strictly because 2 weeks from now the Fleet could be in last. They won't be, because Megan Keller is still kind of at the top. Excuse me, Montreal, there they are. Minnesota Frost still doing it, but still getting back into things post-Olympics. I think they've only played 3 or 4 games a pop, but we'll see how it kind of progresses here, and I still expect the Fleet and big Megan to kind of dominate.
Yeah, Iris Keller, yes, I understand who you're trying to talk about. Olympic gold medal hero Megan Keller, friend of the program, absolute stud there for the Boston Fleet. That's the PWHL. NHL also happening. Who's winning the NHL, Nick? The Pittsburgh Penguins are about to win it all. Is that what we need to keep an eye on for?
They're going to win it all as soon as Sidney Crosby comes back from his knee injury.
Oh, yeah, some guy tried to run him off the ice in the Olympics. Don't love that. And also this weekend, college hoops all over the place. Championship week here, conference championship week. March Madness is right around the corner, literally. I don't know if you caught the story or not, but Big 12 had their tournament. In the Big 12, some national champion hopefuls. Yeah. Some absolute studs from over there. They were playing on an LED board.
Mm-hmm.
They were playing on an LED board.
Super
This
cool.
thing was sick, and obviously you're just watching a TV, you don't have sound on, and all of a sudden the court starts talking to you. You're like, wow, is this 2095? Is this year 3000? What are we doing? Well, it was on for a majority of pool play. Now for the championship, they're going to change it back to wood. Joining us now, ladies and gentlemen, the commissioner of the Big 12, Brett Yormark.
Yeah, Brett.
How you doing, Brett?
I'm doing great. Pat, how are you?
I'm fantastic. Thank you for joining us. That's AJ. We're all big fans here.
Yeah.
Right? We're all
AJ, how are you? But Pat, I got a question for you. The last time I saw you, I was in Lubbock, and you were there for that big game versus BYU. You were wearing a pair of cowboy boots. You have those on today?
No cowboy boots on today. Just shoes. I don't want to be too much of a badass here, and I don't have the belt buckle on either. But I'll tell you what, when you go down to Texas Tech, you get a shovel, you start digging for oil, you start feeling like a real cowboy.
There you go.
And the Big 12 has a lot of that. Great culture you guys have in the Big 12, and I think you love your conference immensely. It does feel like you're one of the most forward-thinking commissioners we have in all of sport. Tell me about the LED floor, and then tell me about people immediately bitching about it, I would assume. Is that kind of how we got to this point, or how did we land on the LED board floor, and then why are we going back to wood right now, Brett?
So, Pat, great question. First of all, anytime you innovate, there's going to be risk. And you know that going in. And I think it's fair to say that you never expect 100% buy-in. That being said, there were mixed reviews. Some players liked it, some players didn't. There was discussion about making adjustments. There was discussion about a potential slippage. And following the games yesterday, I met with, the 4 semifinal coaches, and I had been encouraging feedback all week. In fact, for the last 2 weeks, starting with the women's and into the men's. And I was very intentional about that. And we decided last night that for us, most importantly, is that you've got 4 of the biggest brands in men's college basketball competing tonight. And the conversation should be about those teams and not the court. And I made that decision ultimately, following the feedback I had received some of the key stakeholders, and I feel good about it. I think it was the right thing to do, and I often tell my staff, listen, we're in the good judgment business. It's critically important to make good judgment, and I made a judgment call last night, and I stand by it.
Okay, I like the judgment call. I appreciate you looking out for your conference. It's much bigger than just the court. I also appreciate you getting some sample research here for this LED court. And how far away do you think we are from actually having that as a potential option for teams, whether colleges or professional?
Listen, I'm still a lover of the LED court based on what it can do, and it was brought to life certainly throughout the women's and men's. That being said, I said to the owner last night and his staff, you got to go back to the lab. You got to refine some things. And let's keep the conversation
Hey, we need
going.
better squeaks when we get we need to squeak like the old Nike and One commercial. We need the squeaks. We need to
Listen, Pat, there was a lot of squeakage for sure. But candidly, they got to go back to the lab and they got to figure out, and nothing's perfect in life. They got to refine it, and we're going to stay in touch with them. But, listen, I am an innovator, and I believe in trying to be different and lean into that point of differentiation, and that's what we did.
You said you have 4 teams playing tonight that could be in the national championship conversation. You feel good about where Big 12 is right now in hoops? Who's your women's Big 12 champ? Just if you could talk about that quickly.
Hey, listen, let's start with the women's. I love women's basketball, and I was in Kansas City all last week. So every women's game, with the exception of going to the President's Roundtable, which I know we're going to discuss here in a little bit.
Absolutely.
West Virginia.
Come on.
Won the championship of our tournament. They did a great job, and I'm really proud of them. It was the first time they had won it in 9 years. Jordan Harrison, who was the MVP of the tournament, was a transfer student, and she came in with Mark Kellogg a couple of years ago, and it shows that the transfer portal can work. And she started at Stephen F. Austin. She honed her skills there, moved on to West Virginia, and obviously led them to the championship. And congratulations to the entire West Virginia community. Just a great win by them. And we expect big things out of them in the tournament. But it's not just West Virginia. My expectations is we should get 8, maybe 9. I'm being, probably a little ambitious here in the big tournament. And I'll be going to some women's games and excited about what we're building on the women's side for sure.
Okay, and tell me about the men's side now of the Big 12. West Virginia obviously going to win, not even in it. Okay,
so Pat, I coined this phrase. We are the second best league behind the NBA, and I firmly believe it. Okay, second best league here in Kansas City alone. We have 3 of the top 7 teams in America, and I was kidding with Charlie Baker this morning. He and I chat often. And in fact, he's coming to our games tonight. And I said, Charlie, you'd love to have our Final Four in your Final Four. And he agreed. So we're expecting big things tonight and then into our championship game tomorrow. And then Selection Sunday on should be great for us. I mean, my expectation is a minimum of 8, but hopefully 9. And I do believe that we're well positioned to win a national championship this year. We've got big brands. They're performing at a high level. Now, listen, anything can happen, and it's all about the matchups. But I'm fairly confident.
Okay, so you mentioned Charlie Baker, and you mentioned the Big 12 and where it stands amongst every other league. There was a meeting that happened just a few days ago that could change it all. AJ has a question for you, Brett.
Yeah, Brett, you mentioned
AJ, how are you today?
I'm doing great. I appreciate what you're doing too for the Big 12. It's we can tell you're passionate. But we mentioned the President's Roundtable. First, I guess, what was that experience like, and is anything actually going to come of that? I know you had a bunch of great minds in the room speaking, but do you think something can actually happen from this?
Well, let me start off by saying I was honored to be there. And there was an esteemed group of people, industry leaders and thought leaders that were present, as well as some elected officials. And candidly, when I was told about the meeting, I wasn't sure, what direction it was going to go in, but it became very constructive. And we were there for about 2 hours. And many of us spoke about our concerns around collegiate athletics. And it was a very thoughtful conversation. And I do think coming out of there, we're going to see some momentum. I think it's critically important that we get the SCORE Act done through the House and then move it to the Senate. And I think there's momentum for the SCORE Act, more so now than ever before. And I expect something to happen in the next couple of weeks. The SCORE Act provides some of the guiding principles that we need. And you've probably heard it before, but federal preemption, limited liability protection, so we can enforce the rules that hopefully govern collegiate athletics. There's also a declaration that student athletes are not employees. And I can tell you this, in my visits to campus and my time spending, with student athletes, no one wants to be an employee. They want to be a student first. They want to enjoy that collegiate experience. And then lastly, it does provide student athlete protections. And one of the things that I spoke up about when I was on the Hill in that meeting was agents. and being protected from some of the ruthless agents out there. Now, there are many good agents out there. I want you to know that. And many are my friends. But some of these newcomers to the industry, if you will, are preying on our student athletes and their families. They're pushing them into the portal. They're asking for 20% plus commission, where you don't even find, a third of that in the pros. And we've got to put a stop to it, because every time a student athlete gets into the portal, there's 40% of them that don't come out. And every time they transfer, they lose credits. And what I love about this industry is that it's purpose driven. And at the end of the day, it's incumbent upon me and the leaders in this industry to make sure that we provide the opportunity to student athletes so they can become the best version of themselves. And a big part of that is getting a degree. And we are compromising that. And it's being driven in part, not entirely, but in part, by some of these agents.
Yeah,
that's why we need the SCORE Act.
Bad business, all happening all over the place. There's contracts not being fulfilled on both sides. Schools have no say in anything, but if the schools had say in things, maybe they would undercut some stuff. So it's like having some sort of guardrails. I think everybody on both political sides feels as if it's a necessity to keep college sports where it's headed, which is up and to the right, but also to save women's sports, Olympic sports, sports that are non-revenue generating. That's a big deal. So did you guys know you guys were going in there to push the SCORE Act? Because I didn't know what the meeting was. I obviously had some friends in the room. I'm not going to say whether or not I thought I could get into the room. I'm not going to say whether or not I thought that was. But on that note, thought that was a very.
Pat, you should have been on the list. You should have been on the list.
I assume I could, like, if I really wanted to, I assume I could have, remember we did the whole thing. I assume I could have done that, but that felt like a thing that I should not have been a part of. Any TV people should have been a part of. Now, granted, presidents of networks, I think certainly should have been there, because they're a big part of the money and the scheduling and kind of making things go forward, especially with what the TV deals are for the different conferences, how they don't line up. So, like, getting money kind of in it all. So I don't think, but listening to the room talk, did you guys know it was going to turn into, we all like the SCORE, everybody in this room kind of likes the SCORE Act. I didn't know that's what you guys, was that the agenda? How in do you think President Trump was? Because I think he said a couple times, I can make an executive order to make this thing go through, and then we just got to figure out the courts. Like, do you think he was, like, did you guys know it was going to be a very pro-SCORE Act meeting? Because it felt like you all were very proud with where the SCORE Act was, and then it got turned down, I guess, by a judge, if I'm reading this accurate, or it got delayed.
Well, the SCORE Act is in the House, and we need the SCORE Act done. And I will tell you that in speaking to my colleagues, the Power 4 commissioners, we're all rallying around the SCORE Act. We certainly feel it's something that needs to get done. And I think it was going to be a topic of conversation. We did not receive an agenda in advance, but we knew it would be a topic of conversation.
Got it. I thought it was well done. As people started talking, they were actually in the sport, because I was watching it live. Yeah. And I heard the beginning statements. Okay, here we go. We're setting the tone for the meeting. The Yankees guy did a lot of talking. Okay. I don't know how much time we have. You're doing a lot of talking right now. Sweet. Appreciate you being invested, I guess, and interested in helping, especially if you're able to run such a good business. But then as the people around college sports started talking, it was like, we want the SCORE Act. It sounded like everybody wanted the SCORE Act, and that was kind of what it was. And that's good, though, because that means there's an answer seemingly pretty soon, potentially, if we need it.
Well, listen, I've often said progress over perfection. The SCORE Act is progress. It's not perfect, okay? And there's a lot of other things we need to be working on, and I'm spending an enormous amount of time with my commissioner colleagues and Charlie Baker and the CEO of the CSC, Brian Seeley, on making sure that, to your point earlier, we have rules, we can enforce those rules, and there are guardrails in all the right places. But the SCORE Act is the first step forward, and we need it, and it'll give us some momentum.
It felt like both political parties were in on it. Felt like from that meeting, it felt like everybody was kind of in on it. So good luck over there. We appreciate you being a part of the change, and thank you for representing the Big 12, man.
Thank you so much, guys. Thrilled to be with you today.
We need to give easier schedules to West Virginia. All sports. You're the man. Ladies and gentlemen, Brett Yormark.
Yeah, Brett.
Brett's a thinker. He's a thinker.
He's a doer.
Innovator. I like he says he's an innovator. I like that.
Yeah, like you said, listen, the resume showed. You just go back and look. I'm an innovator. I don't like status quo. I want to change some things. I do want to do that. When I saw him down at Texas Tech, it was for, I think, what was happening in that presidential meeting. I mean, he was shaking a lot. There was a lot of powerful people at that Texas Tech game. There was a lot of powerful people. Right behind the game day set, there was just a line. I don't know how many billions of dollars were there, but there was A lot of money there. And Brett was like, this is what we need to do. He was kind of like linking it all together. He does seem like he's a doer. That's why him being the Big 12 commissioner is so interesting, because nobody really, like the Big 12, West Virginia obviously runs that shit, but like, that's
slide it on in there.
Yeah, that's how about this is the year I decide that Audie Crooks is going to be my favorite basketball player in the Big 12.
Yep.
That West Virginia wins it first time in 9 years. Hey, I don't know any of you, Bob. Hey, thank you for doing that for Morgantown. Audie Crooks. Are they in the tournament?
I think they're going to get in by the skin of their teeth. Yeah,
that's all that matters.
Yep.
Because you're not trying to be a monster in January.
No, you're not.
Right.
March.
Monster
It is March.
And it is March.
That's right.
And West Virginia is a tough team.
Sounds like they're the monster in March.
What's that?
Sounds like they're the monster in March.
Well, they're certain. Yes.
Not so much Iowa State, though.
I mean, there's a chance they're about to get shook by Audie Crooks. I mean, walking, talking bucket has you shook. That's Audie Crooks. Yeah, there's a chance.
Iowa State wasn't even the champion.
The West Virginia Mountaineers, they played on the LED court, by the way. Had no problem with it. So
Nope. Good.
He said no big deal. Yeah, the court's dancing. I could see people, I mean,
I didn't get my feet on it.
A little
Feel it.
distracting.
just as an athlete, though, or a coach, if you were to lose a game on that court, you certainly are provided an excuse immediately.
Yes.
We're playing on some Mickey Mouse glass court. I mean, we've never done this before, ever. And now we're doing it. Like, you're just giving an opportunity for somebody to whine and bitch about it. Like, that is literally what you are providing. He knew that. He said, like, anytime you're trying something new, you're doing it. And he said, hey, it shouldn't be about enough with the court. Okay, let's put the wood back out here. We got the boys. They could potentially go win an Natty. I respect it. But I do appreciate that he's trying things. You're automatically going to be pissing losers off, though. Like, losers of games are going to have an excuse to be mad at you for why you did it. And then you can immediately say, well, both teams are playing on it. Let's move to the NFL. Kyler Murray officially signs a 1-year deal with the Minnesota Vikings. That was a cool thing to watch yesterday. I had no idea he was a Minnesota Viking fan growing up. All of a sudden, it feels like a much more beautiful story as Kyler Murray, former number 1 overall to the Arizona Cardinals, ends up leaving there, giving them a bit of a cap hit while also getting paid, and in a situation where he could join any team for the vet min, which would be $1.3 million. We saw Russell Wilson do this with the Pittsburgh Steelers as he was still getting paid by the Denver Broncos. Similar situations here. Will Kyler Murray be able to go somewhere and take off? Then you start piecing them together with Kevin O'Connell, and before he was even released from the Cardinals, the dreams were kind of coming together in Minnesota that Kyler Murray was going to lead them back to maybe an NFC title, maybe a Super Bowl. He signs a 1-year deal with them. Age, how do you feel about Kyler Murray to Minnesota now that you know that he said that when Brett Favre threw that interception against the Saints, he cried real tears, man.
Mm-hmm.
Somebody asked him, how long you been a fan? When does it go back to? He goes, a long time. I mean, I'm going to say something at some point. I'll say it right now, I guess. I cried real tears when Brett Favre threw that interception. And then Minnesota Vikings fans I saw on the internet were like, us too, man. Us too, bro, in its entirety. It sounds even better and it looked even better than I thought it could. And now the football stuff, it's just all fantasy land for what's possible over there, AJ.
Yeah, and especially for the Vikings, it's all reward and not really much risk at all. You're only paying your quarterback $1.3 million, getting paid from his previous team, like you said, the Russell Wilson situation. So I think it's a huge positive for all of Minnesota. But what does that quarterback room look like? Like with he and JJ, like what do you think spring ball or OTAs look like? Training camp, I don't know. Are they saying they're competing? What are we doing?
I don't know. Yesterday's press conference sure felt like Kyler was the starting quarterback of the Minnesota Vikings.
Felt like they were introducing the starting QB for the new starting QB. He is here.
Yes. Ladies and gentlemen, we'd like to present to you the guy that's going to be taking us, and we'll be paying him less money than our still first contract quarterback that we drafted in the first round, J.J. McCarthy. And he'll be our starter. This guy's going to do it, is what it felt like yesterday. I guess they haven't said that. Yeah. Adam Schefter in his tweet said he officially joins quarterback room with J.J. McCarthy. And it's like, well, Schefter's a Michigan man, too. So is he trying to, what's the angle there? We don't know. But it sure felt like Kyler Murray was starting quarterback of the Minnesota Vikings. And I guess now it just all comes down to whether or not he can learn the offense, operate the offense. And if he can, Justin Jefferson, Kyler Murray on the same offense, Kevin O'Connell pulling the strings, B-Flow on the defensive side.
Ooh.
That fan base.
Yep.
Scolding.
Yeah. They could be a scary team. They could be a scary matchup.
They could be. They could be.
This ain't the Spurs. Although I do love it. I do love it.
I got it.
They could be a very scary team. This could be a problematic situation for you as a Green Bay Packer owner. You know that the Bears are good all of a sudden. Great all of a sudden, I would say. You know the Detroit Lions are going to be good all of a sudden.
Yep.
Great all of a sudden, I'd say. And now you got the Minnesota Vikings coming back into what they were just a couple years ago when they maybe punched the football gods right in the sack by kicking Sam Darnold out of the building and Daniel Jones out of the building. Does that worry you a little bit, Ty Schmidt, about the Minnesota Vikings?
Yeah, I think so. I mean, but I also think it's kind of just status quo of the division. When all this stuff happened, it was like, I like the idea of Kyler getting a new opportunity somewhere else, and then, of course, it was going to be in Minnesota, with a guy who everyone respects like Kevin O'Connell. But every other team in that division is good, and I wonder, do you think they will they bring in, like a Josh Dobbs or, not him, but someone who KOC has had there before to kind of help Kyler throughout the process? Because that is kind of the one thing that everyone, has been talking about is, for Kevin O'Connell's system, like a big part of Kyler Murray's game is playing outside of that. He wants to run, all that kind of stuff. Like it's very similar to what people were saying about Caleb Williams, it seems like, and is he going to be able to fit in with Ben Johnson's system? And obviously that was, people jumped on that the first couple weeks of the season when he wasn't playing well, but we saw how that ends. So I think, if you're a Vikings fan, you're thinking because that is, as a Packers fan, you didn't know early on, but once JJ was the starting quarterback last year, it was like, this team is not beating the Packers. And I'm sure every other team in the division felt like that.
I didn't like that they were saying Minnesota.
Yeah, that was messed up.
I didn't like that they were saying
There's
that.
a lot of that.
Yeah, there was a lot of that immediate reaction to Kyler because he is shorter than any quarterback that's ever had success in the NFL.
Probably, what, 5'7", 5'8"? I think he is.
Come on now.
No, he's got to be 5'9", 5'10".
5'9", 5'10" in cleats, maybe.
No, because that's not how they measure.
He's definitely shorter than Drew.
But he's been able to have, 5'10". Okay, he's 5'10".
5'10".
Okay,
Okay.
you said 5'7".
5'7".
That was rude. That's what people on the internet are saying.
No, but you watch the videos, and it's like behind the lineman. Like he looks like he's.
Well, they're 6'10". Those guys are giant.
Well, I'm just saying. That's what it looks like.
Yeah, in the comps, whenever you see him on TV, he's with giants.
Right.
Okay, that's like for me even. I think a lot of the photos people see me with, I'm with like very tall people. So whenever they see me in play, people tell me that I'm taller than they think I am, and it's like, well, that's because I think you've only seen me around super tall people. Like Orlovsky was in here the other day. He's so tall.
He's very tall.
So tall. He's so tall. Like people in sports normally so tall, so athletic. So Kyler, it does get amplified. It's just like Bryce Young with that backpack.
Yeah, exactly.
Mm-hmm. Just like
that
that
stuff.
When he walked onto our set at Radio Row, I had no idea.
Oh shit! Normal size.
You are not a shrimp. Like that's what people were describing you as, basically. So I think that's all kind of talked about because in the history of the game there hasn't been a lot. But Kyler's had success. KOC knows that that's a potential thing, and he'll get it going. But I didn't like how the internet just automatically started saying that. I didn't like any of that, Con, man. And that's where you live.
Well, yeah, no doubt about it. And he's a very easy target. The whole video game things and his size. It is very fun to make fun of that type of thing in the NFL. But I think he's much smarter than he actually, people think he is. Like this feels like a situation where he's gonna finally go to a team, a coach, and not that Cliff Kingsbury wasn't, but like an offensive genius. And that's what we all think KOC is. Not to mention the best wide receiver in the NFL with Justin Jefferson. Like it feels as though that entire building is one behind Kyler Murray, and like he's still a number one overall pick talent. Like this isn't a guy who hasn't proven he can't do it. He's won 11 games in a season before. Like he is very capable to go out there and completely change the trajectory of the career and just the Minnesota Vikings. Not just this year, he could stay there.
And you say building. Remember what Arizona Cardinals building was voted?
Yeah.
And now Minnesota, vastly different cities, okay, and surroundings. But the building concept of it all, Arizona got all Fs.
Yep.
Just
across
right?
the board. Across the board.
Carpeting. Wallpaper.
Chairs.
Same as Sheffield.
Bathrooms.
Sinks. Plates. Forks. Soap dispensers.
Toilet paper. Toilets.
Parking spots.
Team meeting.
Lamps.
Whistles. Everything. Got Fs.
Footballs.
Those are Dukes.
Well,
do we know that? I don't know. I think they bought Wilson.
Don't you? It was hard. Yeah, don't you bring the NFL into this?
They bought Wilson's.
Don't you do that? Anyways, that whole building was. That's literally what that building was. So maybe Kyler, being who he is, top 10 draft pick in MLB and NFL, was a little underwhelmed with everything that's going on in Arizona. Maybe he was just a little bit like, how is this what it is? And now he gets a chance to kind of refresh, rewrite his entire story. It's like, I like anybody going to KOC's offense that can throw a football. I really like somebody that's super motivated and loved the team as a kid. Like that is
huge bonus. I think, especially with Kyler, like learning that, maybe, oh my gosh, like this is how it was meant to be.
Legit. Titans had a huge party last night, debuting their new logo and patches. Love the effort they put into the celebration. We had confetti, we had music, we had lights, we had an entire celebration, a little bit of a party. The boys were out there. It looks like Borgans and Bob were kind of doing their thing over there for the Tennessee Titans down in the absolutely electrifying city of Nashville. The whole world is at their disposal down there in Nashville. Hopefully they're able to win some games as Everett gets a shot on the stage. Good for the Gram. I appreciate him doing that. As PR guy for the Tennessee Titans, formerly of the Houston Texans. Good to us.
Legend.
This guy is very good to us. He had to make sure he got a shot for the Gram there for himself up on top, as he should. Respect that. But I like how much positive momentum there is seemingly behind the Titans. And their logo was leaked by the Fanatics hat release.
Yep.
And everybody kind of shit on them. It's going to look good.
Oh, yeah.
It's going to look really good. I think it does look good. And good for the city having some positive shit, AJ.
Yeah, I mean, Nashville's awesome. We know that. Where was that? Was that at the Bridgestone Arena? Is that what that whole celebration is?
I'm not sure.
It looks like it's almost that big, but wouldn't it be weird to be the guys that have to wear the full uniform and pads and show up at on a stage with a symphony playing next to you? Like, it looks great, but that's kind of an awkward situation to be in.
All right, let me go ahead and put on my costume. Ain't that what you're doing on game day, H?
Yeah.
Yeah, it is. And then you got all your buddies and you're running your heads into each other. This one, you're taking a mic and you're chatting with running shoes on.
This is at the Pinnacle, downtown Nashville. And I'll tell you what, this might have been the Pinnacle jersey release that we have seen. Good celebration over there for the Tennessee Titans. Good positive vibes. As we wrap up here on ESPN, we'll head over to Do the News on ESPN News.
Nice.
And then we'll go into the greatest weekend of all time. Then we're back on Monday. We will obviously have another hour of spectacular shit.
Yeah.
Oh, my God.
Yeah.
We got Q Rich joining us. Obviously, talk a little NBA because the NBA is happening. First Take Get Up, all NBA.
That's it.
2 hours.
Normally is.
Big night.
I felt like we were missing stuff. Luka won. Damn.
Awesome. Pointing every time after every bucket. I love it.
Female ref. What was that camera person doing?
That can't happen.
Get off the floor.
All right. Have an incredible weekend. We appreciate you all. Good luck to all the athletes doing their thing this weekend. Goodbye.
But it is great to be down here in T-Town, Alabama. Now, let's do a little history here, shall we? This is, what's your name?
Gabby.
Gabby, you're a senior here, right?
That's correct.
And what is your major?
Chemical engineering.
Okay. Okay, have you ever kicked anything before?
No.
Okay, but you said you want to do it, not get somebody else because...
Yes, because I camped out for so many hours with my friend, and I got lucky enough to get picked, so let's go for it.
Yes!
Yeah.
Yes!
All right.
We love that, Gabby. $300,000 if you make this kick right here, Gabby, okay?
Oh, my gosh.
That seems fair.
I don't know what a chemical engineering degree costs, but hopefully that'll help towards it all.
My parents would love that.
Okay.
I'll throw in 200 as well.
He's on it to $500,000. All right, Gabby.
Okay.
Good luck. We're pulling for you. 33 yards. All you got to do is make the kick. Good luck, Gabby.
Okay. Thank you.
Any final thoughts?
I love you, Mom and Dad and brother.
Love that, Mom and Dad. Hope you have a good time. Ladies and gentlemen, Gabby Mathis, chemical engineer, senior here at Alabama, will attempt to win $500,000.
Oh, it's come to this, huh? It's come to this. It's come to this.
Gabby, why'd you smack me in the face? Kurt just smacked me in the face. How about this? How about this, Gabby? If Kirk Herbstreit can throw that football through those uprights right there, we'll give you $300,000. Are you okay with that? $300,000. If Kirk Herbstreit can throw it through those uprights, former Ohio State quarterback,
oh boy,
no warm-up, full suit for Gabby. Get Gabby, get Gabby, get Gabby. Congratulations, Gabby. All right. It's getting even more pricey. Kirk Herbstreit, I did not know you had that in you. You son of a bitch.
Oh, that's great.
Gabby, it's for you, your mom, your brother, the whole family. Congratulations, and Kirk. Good on you, man. It was close. Back to you, Reese. Jeez. Way to go, Gabby.
Hey, what a moment. You know, I love the fact that Gabby wanted the experience. The old blue-eyed Buckeye still got a little sing.
The following program is a collection of stooges talking about happenings in the sports world. It is meant to be comedic informative. The opinions expressed on this show do not necessarily reflect the beliefs of their peers, their boss, or ESPN. There may be some cuss words because that's how humans in the real world talk. If you are young, please seek permission before watching any further.
Hey,
What?
let's go. This show stinks, and the fact that you listen, we are very, very thankful for.
McAfee on the line with a gorgeous assist.
The all-time leading tackler for the Green Bay Packers.
You pink!
Damn it! Your friend tell a friend something nice could change their life. Hello, beautiful people, and welcome back to our humble abode, the Thunderdome, on this feel-good Friday the 13th. Oh, USA beats Canada tonight. Hour 2 starts now. Sports! Are amazing. We got to do it tonight, Age.
We will. What do you mean? There's no question. We got it.
You're right. That's why I'm
Place your bet. Is your bet already in there?
Yep, Hammer, Absolute, and Dahn on USA minus 900 to beat Canada. Tonight in World Baseball Classic quarterfinals, that's AJ Hawk. The Talks the Tables here at Boston Connor, at Ty Schmidt. One half of the Hammer, Dahn. Cowboys AP Tone is out here. Now, Tone, who's our lineup? Do we know? Who's going to be hitting bombs tonight? Do we know? What can we bet on right now? Especially because I have this blind optimism that everybody's going to do good and we're going to kill them.
I have that optimism as well.
Yep, as you should.
The lineup is not out yet, so we don't know who is going to be in there. Obviously, USA minus 900. They are minus 4.5 on the run line. Jet said they thought they were going to get the A lineup, which which was Witt and Harper and Judgy and all the boys that you've seen in the first 3 games before they thought they didn't have to win the one against Italy. So they'll all be out there. They'll all be out there in the home run possibilities. The over-under for the game is 9.5.
Oh, cover that ourselves.
Yeah, I mean, Logie's going to shut the boys out. Michael Soroka's going for Canada. He's a good MLB pitcher, so we'll see what goes on there. But no, as of right now, we do not know what the lineup is. But you can still bet on all the normal guys to hit a home run still.
Okay, I appreciate that. Going to bet on all the normal guys that hit home runs.
Mm-hmm.
And Aaron Judge is going to show up for us tonight, right?
Yes, tonight Aaron Judge will show up. I fucking guarantee it. Guarantee it. As some of these other guys who have kind of been limping along, who are, quote unquote, in the A lineup, those are the guys that we need to kind of make their presence known and let people know, like, hey, I actually am on the team. I am here to play.
Who is that?
Love the guy. He's one of my favorites. Bryce Harper has not been great so far, and Cal Raleigh is hitless. We need both of those. Yeah, hitless. Exactly. And again, part of that is because early.
Which side of the plate?
Early,
both.
Doesn't matter. Yeah, he hasn't got a hit yet in the tournament. Part of that is because early on we were playing these rum-dum teams with pitchers who can't throw strikes. Our teams are walking 18 times. He probably hasn't had something like that happen since 6th grade, but no more excuses, okay? You hit 60 homers last year, big dumper. Please don't take a big dump in your pants tonight. Let's fucking put one over the right field wall, please.
Did DeRosa tell him he has to hit, or did he say you just have to catch? I'm just hoping that we have all kind of wheels forward here. All right, let's make sure everybody gets motivated. What? Jack Hughes, sure, we can motivate him.
Yeah, what's he saying, AJ? Jack Hughes sent a message before the tournament, by the way.
He did.
The Canadians got all upset at Jack Hughes, and that's what I guess is Why'd you send him? That was before. I sent a message. Yeah, I like baseball. I'm following along.
I misspoke.
Send him motivation. No, so it wasn't. Yeah, it wasn't before this game.
Oh.
It was before the tournament allegedly, and maybe they run that whole thing back in this entire thing. But AJ, why are all fingers going to potential world champion skipper D-Row? There's a chance tonight he comes out with his best stuff, and I'm expecting it out of him as well.
He better.
I can't. It's going to be the ultimate redemption situation that he is living in right now. He has to. Every interview he does, they claim that he misspeaks again or whatever's going on. Leave the guy alone. Let him manage his ball club.
Yeah, he's allowed to say whatever he wants. He's allowed to say whatever he wants to motivate the boys. We were both 2-0. So what? Neither of us had lost, is what he was trying to say.
Yeah, let Dino do it.
And then all
Dino needs to be standing up in front of the boys.
Hey,
Dino should be in front of the boys. It should be him and Matt Holliday.
All right, let's get to some more news, shall we? Mike Evans did a press conference as he was introduced for the San Francisco 49ers. He's obviously so mature, such a veteran, but listening to him speak about what he thinks he can be for the San Francisco 49ers was cool to hear.
Hey, Mike, Nick Wagner from ESPN here. You mentioned that this, from a football standpoint, this was the place that mattered the most to you or fit the best for you. Can you just expound on that? What specifically you mean from a football standpoint, why this was the right landing spot?
A team that always compete, even with the injuries last year. I think they went 13-4. I mean, I feel like they were one piece away, and I think that I'm that piece. And I look forward to coming here and improving that.
AJ, they're a missing
I love hearing
piece.
that.
Guess
I
who's
love hearing
coming
that
in?
about my receiver.
Yeah, me too, dude. Absolutely. And especially if that's the conversation he was having with John Lynch, because it came out that Tampa Bay made a very good offer. Now it's like he's all in on what they can become out there in San Fran and watching from afar. I believe him, Age. I do think he's the piece that's potentially multiple colors, weird shape, boom, shove that thing in there. He's a weapon, AJ.
He is, especially with Kyle Shanahan. I'm sure he and Brock Purdy will get on the same page very, very early on in the spring whenever they connect. But also with the presser, do you think they said anything to these people? Hey, no more stupid questions about the substation. Don't be asking this guy. He hasn't even been here yet. You think they preempted him at all?
We didn't see the entire press conference. We assume he was asked about that.
That's the biggest worry for me, by far.
I don't know. I think they'd run it. I think they'd run it if he had to answer about it.
Yeah, you're right. And who would they be, us or the internet?
Yep.
The internet would run it.
Yeah, I guess we're kind of one and the same. I guess we're kind of one and the same, which is part of the problem sometimes. But go ahead, Colin.
I mean, that's the biggest worry, without a doubt, at this point, is the substation. And George Kittle, I don't know where he said it, but he mentioned, hey, the only thing weird about the substation is all the plants that surround it are just dead year-round. So, yeah, I am genuinely worried.
Did he really say that?
Yes, he did. Yeah, that was like his...
He said the trees have slowly died.
Yeah, he said a veteran pointed it out to him that the only thing when it comes to the substation is all the plants around it are just dead year-round. It's California. They're supposed to be alive year-round. I mean, that is a real thing, I think, and this will be the ultimate test. And Lynch said
those plants are living 1,000 years in just 1 year because they're just getting volted the entire time.
Yeah, that's what I mean.
They kind of give up a little bit. Call them electromagnet plant years. Dog years like 7 years. Those plants... the whole time they're at attention.
EMY.
How long can a lily last? Whenever that thing's in full bloom, I guess not. That thing's going to go out. Joining us now is a man who knows more about basketball than we'll ever learn. And I'm sure he will realize quickly that maybe we haven't been following along with what's going on in the association at all. And he is being brought here to tell us what the hell we need to care about. Ladies and gentlemen, friend of the program, 13-year NBA vet, one of the knuckleheads on the Knuckleheads podcast. Ladies and gentlemen, Q-Rich.
Yeah, Q-Rich.
Good to see you, dude. Good to see you, dude.
What's good, fellas?
Yeah, good to see you, dude. Thank you for joining us. We saw you on ESPN the other day. You looked clean. We're hoping there's more of that for you because we think you're great for basketball. Now, let's talk about it. Los Angeles Lakers, Luka goes crazy last night. 51 points, 10 rebounds, 9 assists. Subs himself out, I guess, with a minute and a half left. Could have had a 50-point triple-double. Was seen on the sideline saying, I don't care. I don't care. He sits down and does not care. He then came out afterwards and talked about his motivation a little bit, Q-Rich. I don't know if you heard this or not. Here's Luka talking about the night that was against the Bulls.
I mean, in the second quarter, I kind of felt it. Somebody started talking to me, so kind of wake me up. Matas. Bruselis. I was surprised. I was shocked. So
I guess what was it that was, care to share, what was that with the dialogue between you two? And I guess what about what he was saying woke you up?
I'm not gonna say what he said, but if I would say that, I would definitely get attacked. But really, these games, sometimes you go in easy, and we kind of went easy in the first quarter, so then it woke me up.
Okay, so Buzelis, this guy, he's an American, Buzelis. He was asked about the entire thing afterwards in the locker room. This is what he had to say.
What do you hope to take away from the experience?
Probably not to talk to him.
Okay, so he learned not to talk to Luka. Is this something in the NBA where it is well known, like, hey, we don't poke the bear here, we don't poke the bear? Is Luka always been that guy? And he's taking it easy in the first quarter. Do we need to worry about Luka not trying all 4 quarters now all of a sudden? How should we view everything last night, and how normal is this type of thing?
No, this can be normal. I mean, a lot of the great players, use different things to get themselves going. You hear stories about MJ or Shaq creating things with guys, or sometimes actually using real things to get them going. But I mean, like you say, the season can be long. Every game, you just don't come out and just feel that energy every single game. That's why I have such a respect for guys like a Russell Westbrook or Kevin Garnett that channel that super, super high level of energy every single night. And I think Luka's like everybody else, and he has not like everybody else with his ability to go and get 50, 10, and 9 after you say something to him, because that's a different level of, you said something, you poked the bear, and now you got to pay big time.
Okay, so are the Lakers going to win? I saw they're third in the West, and then there was some narrative I saw, and once again, we're not following. I saw that how they were doing when LeBron wasn't playing was good, and then LeBron comes back, and maybe they took him a little bit to catch up. Third in the West. Do they have a chance to really win this, or are all eyes on OKC as SGA goes for 127 regular season game straight with at least 20-plus points last night? They're running the West, or is there do the Lakers really have a chance whenever it all is said and done?
I think the Lakers, depending on who they draw in the playoffs, they do have a legit chance because of what Luka's capable of doing. Then you look at AR, and also obviously they got LeBron, but they're gonna need help with their bigs in the middle with Hayes and Aiden. They need big games from those type of guys, and then a big series from Rui. But I think when you got this type of explosiveness and this superstar power, they definitely have a chance. But like you said, I think right now all eyes are definitely on SGA and the Thunder, and it's a little side eye going over there to the Spurs because they not playing around either. The Spurs are definitely threatening, and they have a chance as well.
We'll certainly ask about the Spurs. They have an alien in a matter of moments. But back to OKC. Go ahead, Con Man.
Yeah, Kurich, I don't think anyone's doubting how great SGA is. Like, he is an unbelievable basketball player. You don't just walk in to 127 straight games with 20-plus points. But when it comes to the NBA community, the term ethical hooper has been thrown around, and typically
I love it, by the way.
Yeah, typically not with SGA. He's been kind of deemed an unethical hooper. When you watch it as a former NBA superstar, like, how do you feel about just the way he plays? Now, he's smart and he draws fouls, no doubt about it. But is it a little too much with how much skill he has, the way he goes about the game?
No, I don't. I think the difference is just right now in this time, you got the generation where everybody has a voice. So you got Twitter, you got social media, and you got everybody screaming different things. And most of the people are people that are fans of the teams that he's destroying every night. So you got to put that in the context. The man didn't score. He hasn't scored less than 20 points since 2024, fellas. This is the NBA I'm talking about. No off days, no nothing. He giving whenever buckets. And the thing that I hate when I hear all of this slander about he's a foul baiter, he's this or that. Anybody who's watched hoop and watched basketball at any level, the guys that lead the league in scoring, the guys that are MVPs, the guys that are all NBA, they all get fouls. Whether it's Luka, whether it's Shea, whether it was KD, whether it was Russell, whether it was LeBron, whether it was D-Wade, Paul Pierce, any of these guys, you go back to MJ, Allen Iverson, they all shot a ton of free throws and more than anybody else in the league. So I don't get I do get that it's just this era that, like I say, the social media era where everybody can say something, everybody can have that voice. But like, this is not nothing new. This has been going on since forever.
Okay, so when did the term ethical buckets come? Because D-Butt dropped it the other day. I love that this is a thing. Has this always been a thing in the basketball world, or is this new, like how people are starting to describe whether He's an ethical player. This guy, pound the paint a little bit, gets good jumper, doesn't flop. This guy, unethical hooper, taking advantage of the rules. I don't like. How long has this been the way that it's been described? And the reason why I said I love it is just because somebody very innovative had to come up with that.
Certainly.
And I don't know if it's been always or just now. They've certainly changed the way people are being described on the court.
I mean, to me, like I say, it's a when you use that as far as a talking about SGA is disrespectful, the real hoopers know.
Yeah, but has that been a
nice.
thing? Have people been saying that for a long time in the basketball world?
I have it. I mean, unethical. That actual term. That's more recent than anything.
Okay,
like
so
I
it is new. Yeah,
I haven't heard that in my era or my generation. That's more newer to me.
Because what were they calling a foul merchant?
Yeah.
So somebody got sick of saying foul merchant. It was like, we need something new.
Right. We heard foul bait, foul merchant. Yeah.
Unethical. Yeah.
Downright unethical.
It's unethical. That's phenomenal. We're in a good time to be alive. People are, very creative in this entire thing. Let's stay in the West here, wrap up here. Go ahead, Tone.
Yeah, Q-Rich, obviously we talked about the Spurs and Wemby, but it's not just Wemby. It's De'Aaron Fox, it's Vassell, it's Castle. They are so young and talented, but are they too young? Like, do they need more experience to compete for a championship this year, or is just Wemby such an alien that you think they could potentially win a championship this year and every year that he's healthy?
Yeah, in my opinion, I'm not one of the guys or people that say, hey, they need to lose or need to feel this pain. I mean, I think that's just an excuse that everybody gives a great team if they don't do it and they're this young. I mean, to me, they got everything they need to go and win it. I mean, like you said, Wemby is incredible and phenomenal, but when you look at what Steph Castle brings to the table as a two-way guard, and he can be a lockdown defender. When you look at Fox, like you say, Vassell, and all of the complimentary part, the Luke Cornett, what he comes in and does and contributes, the Keldon Johnsons, the Vassell, they got a full team of guys that can really play. And Dylan Harper, as a rookie, is a stud already.
How do you feel about Magic City Night being canceled in Atlanta as we move to the East?
First of all, let me say, when I first ever saw it, I was like, all of this AI stuff going on, you don't know what's really real or fake. I was like, no way. I was like, this cannot be real. I was like, no way this is real. But I mean, as somebody who frequented Atlanta a lot, I have family in Atlanta. I have been to that fine establishment on an occasion or two, or maybe more than two. But I couldn't believe it was actually happening. So when I saw it and I saw somebody speak out about it, I was like, oh yeah, they definitely gonna get this out of there. I'm like, they are not gonna let this go. Like, I've been in and around the NBA too long. That's why I was like, I definitely thought it was fake when it first happened. But I mean, being in Atlanta and knowing what Atlanta is about, I understand what it was gonna be and what it was gonna mean to them. And I also understand the other side of how it came to the point to where it got taken away. As
basketball is starting to come into our full focus, I only get the headlines, through my algo. That one popping up, I had the same reaction as you. Magic City Night at the Hawks. I love that that's happened. That was my first reaction, was like, oh, this is hilarious. Then I saw the full diatribe basically about, let me tell you why this is disgusting. Okay, and it's like, that's a valid point. I don't know how Silver's going to handle this entire thing. And then lo and behold, the NBA had to cancel it. Yep. Steve Koonin down there in Atlanta was like, I don't know what you want me to do. We made an announcement it was going to happen. People love this place. Silver's like, I'm canceling it. He's like, I don't think it's the right move, but
you got it.
We'll swing
the boss.
They take a lot of shots down there in Atlanta. Like, every night they are trying to make it an event. Like, they're trying to make it a live event, and I think
they do have one of the great atmospheres, though. They I always enjoy playing in Atlanta in that building.
Well, that's because they take a lot of shots. Like, they are
a cameraman on the court trying to play.
Yeah, last night with the cameraman on the court. I mean, there's an email going to Steve Koonin from Adam Silver. Can you please
tighten up
down there? Can you please? Steve's like, we're just trying to get good shots, man. They are putting on a live event down there every single night. Like, they are trying to entertain not just their fans, but all of Atlanta. Like, hey, if you come to the city, you come to a game, you're going to have a good time. Like, that, cheap prices for stuff. Yep. Always, like, they're taking a lot of shots on things. So when I saw the Magic City night, I was like, all right, we're going for it here. We really are. And then Silver saying, no, you're going to have to go back to the drawing board if you want to pay respects to Magic City. We're going to need Cheetah to get a little respect as well. You're going to have to go to some other. All right, let's move on. In the East, it's not just just about Magic City and Atlanta and the Atlanta Hawks being forward-thinking marketing people. It's also about a record-breaking evening down in Miami. Go ahead, Ty.
Yeah, Q Rich, going back to the ethical, non-ethical, unethical Hooper conversation. This kind of all started when Bam Adebayo scored 83 points the other night, and for whatever reason, people, boy, were they pissed off. Just not happy about this. Someone asked Eric Spoelstra I think yesterday, his thoughts on it. And he basically went the Conor McGregor route and said, I'm going to apologize to absolutely no one. Like, this is a non-story. As someone who played in the league, though, and maybe part of this is all the reverence everyone has for Kobe, like, what was your take on Bam scoring 83 and how he got those 83 points?
First, I absolutely loved him scoring 83. I was first watching it, then I wasn't watching it. Then somebody said he had 30 in the first quarter, so I went back to watching it. And to me, like you say, the reverence for Kobe, if you truly have reverence for Kobe, you would know that Kobe himself would have did this. I mean, very same thing. I don't know that he would have had to go about it the way that Bam did, because they're different type of players. And we saw how Kobe got his 81, which was different, in fact. But, I mean, Kobe was that dude. Like, MJ in 2003 hit the game-winning All-Star game, and everybody wanted it to be MJ's moment. And Kobe said, bump that. And he came down and he won up that game-winner, and he game-winnered him and said, I don't care about that. That was the Mamba mentality. So, I feel like if Kobe was here, he would absolutely salute Bam for doing it, and he's actually said it before his passing that, you're supposed to appreciate and show respect to these guys when records are broken and things like that. For me, it was disappointing to see all of the negative talk towards Bam and towards what happened, because, I mean, anybody who knows Bam, he's one of the best human beings, best teammates, best guys you're going to probably come across in the sports world, period. And I couldn't find anyone more deserving to do it than him. I mean, as far as, like, he came out of nowhere, no one expected it. And then just to know Bam and his story and the type of person, everything he's about, I can't see anybody having anything bad to say. But I mean, that's the world we live in today. To me, I just celebrate him and salute him for doing something that's gonna be there forever. No matter if somebody come and break it, he's still gonna be in that top upper echelon for doing it. So, I love Spo for doing what he did as a coach and for facilitating his guy to get that done.
Yeah, I appreciate that. To your point, it came out of nowhere. I don't think most people, myself included, would have expected Bam Adebayo to go for 83.
Right.
I think, like, if SGA
Yeah, Jokic
won for 83, if Harden somehow, Kevin Durant one night went absolutely crazy, Wemby went for 80, Joker, yes, these types of guys. I don't think anybody expected Bam. So I think the initial reaction from people that aren't like Super Bowl knowers was like, yeah, right. I think that is the initial thing. And then all you need is a couple people from the basketball world to be like, yeah, it is kind of, and then all of a sudden, boom, that whole entire narrative can kind of go. Because people are looking for an opinion to justify their thoughts, right? From somebody that has some sort of resume that says they know what they're thinking. So the negative thought we knew were going to be real because of the world we're in, but he'll be able to forever say, when him and Miss Asia have kids.
Yeah.
Dad won for 80, Dad won for 83. And also, he's the second player to go for 10,000, right, in Miami Heat history. Is that accurate? He just had that the other night. Hey, we need West Virginia University would like to offer scholarships.
Right now.
Yes.
We are the first ones in. Okay, this also goes to Travis and Taylor. If you guys, West Virginia would like to offer your kids full scholarships for whatever they want to do. Okay, they want to be lawyers. We got you. They want to play basketball. We got you. Volleyball, rifle, shit, whatever they want to do. We would like to offer scholarship. I think that was cool for Bam. It was cool for basketball. Now let's stay in the East. Absolutely. Go ahead, AJ.
Yeah, Q Rich. Obviously, Jason Tatum comes back early from this Achilles injury. Seems to be playing well, and it doesn't really. I mean, he looks very, very good. I guess. What do you think their chances are of making a run at winning another championship this year? I know Luka Garza's averaging almost 8 points a game as well. He's really come on. What do you think about the Celtics as a whole?
I think their chances for a championship are very real. I think the guys, Joe Mazzulla as a coach and the staff, everybody there did a great job coming into this season, knowing that everybody was counting them out. And obviously, you got to salute Jaylen Brown and that whole team, all of the actual players, for doing what they did, for going at it and looking at the opportunity, knowing that no one was expecting them to do that, and everybody counting them out. And they put themselves in position to where whether Jason came back or not, they were going to be a competitive team in these playoffs, and no one knows what they were going to be able to do. And now when you add, you know, an all-NBA type guy like Jason Tatum, that's one of the top players in the league, back to that, and he comes back looking as good as he did in those first early few games, you only think that it's only going to continue to, you know, get better for them as he gets more, you know, back to himself with his body and back to how he, you know, feeling better. And right now, I mean, the sky's the limit for them, man, because they look really, really good defensively, and they shoot the ball really well. So, I mean, those two things there pair really well in the playoffs.
What's in that chest on the Nike box behind over your left shoulder there? There's a little bit of a
sweet metal briefcase.
Oh, those are those are those are the throwbacks, man.
Yep.
To the 16s where they came back with when they came with the briefcase, man. You know, I know a lot of people in my neighborhood, man. They still got that old school briefcase for, you know, it might be for the, you know, the carry they haircut and clipper blades in, or, you know, or various different things can be used for that briefcase.
Sure. Is it also utilized the same way like the Crown Royal bag was kind of used for a while? Is there similar?
Very similar. Yeah, like that type of vibe right there. Like you might have anything in the briefcase.
Yeah, I understand.
I still have that briefcase. Got it in 7th grade.
And I still have my Crown Royal bag
exactly.
from the good old days.
Yep.
Yeah, we had good times. Okay. All right, sweet. Q Rich, we appreciate you joining us, man.
Yes, sir. Anytime, fellas. Y'all already know it.
What's your plan? Are you on? How much are you on ESPN? I saw you the other day on there. Are you getting more dates? How's this work?
Yeah. It'll be for the weekends for the throughout the rest of the finals, all the way up to the finals and everything on the weekends. So I get to kick it with the legends like Hannah and Jay and Gary and Ryan and all those guys. So it'd be cool.
Yeah, but that's the only time we really get to watch weekends.
Yeah.
So you're gonna be on our. You're gonna be doing shit for us. So we appreciate the hell out of you, man. We appreciate that.
No doubt.
You're the man, ladies and gentlemen. 13-year NBA vet, Q Rich.
Yeah, Q Rich.
I like him.
Miss Q Rich.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, he was good. He traveled all the way up to Indianapolis for the finals.
It's almost NBA season.
Yeah.
Almost. He was saying a lot of stuff, and I was like, okay, we're in. And then pulled the schedule up here, and it was like, we still got a little bit.
As soon as March
It's like a
Madness
month.
is over,
Yeah.
then it's NBA season.
6 weeks, and then playoffs are really here.
March Madness seems like it's going to be good.
Oh, yeah.
I think so.
Very good.
Right?
Election Sunday is coming, right? This Sunday.
Yeah,
right?
that's we're here.
All the top draft picks who are going to be coming out are going to be in the tournament, which I feel like hasn't happened in a long time. So, and then you have you have 4 or 5 of the best teams that they've in the last decade this year. So it's something that it'll be very, very fun.
NIL is helping basketball quality.
Yeah, because they're staying.
The top, if we remember last year, the big thing last year is about how like the favorites basically they didn't clean sweep, but they won most places where like those lower schools for NIL. So if you're a person who bets on every single underdog in March Madness,
and that's kind of been your thing.
It kind of murdered it last year because all those guys from the small schools, you know, they end up going to the bigger schools to play. But it did make the competition from, you know, Sweet 16 on amazing. Like those games were incredible. But those smaller schools like Florida Gulf Coast, remember when, you know, Dunk City was started? They were a 15 seed. Like stories like that. St. Peter's, was it?
Yes, it was.
From New Jersey. Like those
Buffalo
types
Wild
of
Wings,
places.
Doug Eater.
FAU a few years ago. Bingo.
Who's
Great
the
stats.
100-year-old lady?
Loyal
Sister
Chicago,
Jean.
Sister Jean.
No,
she's still bringing it. I think she's playing point guard this year.
I'm pretty sure.
Yeah, she might be playing. Yeah, she might be playing 3, not point guard. But I don't know. We might want to check on her dim.
I thought Sister Jean was.
She did pass away.
Yeah,
she passed away in October.
Yeah.
R.I.P.
I'm sorry. I didn't.
Yeah, I didn't know either. That's why we're doing this right now. She had to be 100 and something, though, right? 106.
What a run.
Sister Jean, you beat the game.
Oh, my God.
You beat the game. They said the human you were was the greatest that anybody had ever encountered. So much so that whenever you showed up at basketball games, a team that was talked about as ass actually became magical.
So good.
We thank you for your service to sport. We thank you for your service to society. And I think even you would agree, 106, you did it. You beat the game. Rest in peace, Sister Jean. And I assume that their basketball team is now ass because she's not there.
I think
They lost their coach, too, after they went to the Final Four.
Love you, Sid.
Yeah, I think they won
Rest
a
in
couple.
peace of that school's basketball conversation as well. Anything to say super Catholic stuff right now that you would say for this?
Your watch has ended, Sister Jean. Thank you.
And an Emina.
Yeah. In nomine Patri et Filii et Spiritus Sancto.
Rest in peace, Sister Jean. All right.
Done good.
106. Wow.
That's a winner.
It's a hell of a life.
Shit. No, never mind.
What's that? She what?
What was that, H?
That's all I got. That's all I got. Sometimes questions pop in my head and then I just stop.
Yeah, we know. And usually because the question is not supposed to be asked at the moment in which it was going to be asked. You didn't forget the question halfway through it. You realized, shouldn't let this one out of my mouth right now. And on that note, thank you for doing that because we're paying respects right now to a 106-year-old Sister G.
Yeah. Fucking potty mouth.
It was not going to be a disrespectful question, but I've matured, and so sometimes I stop myself.
Okay, well, thank you for doing that.
Remember when they forgot to give her high fives coming off the court that one time?
Yeah, and that's why the coach left.
That was crazy. That might have done it.
Speaking of rest in peace and legends passing away, Jim Irsay passed away. His Jim Irsay collection, the guitars were sold, I believe, last night for auction for a lot of money. Ton of money. And he obviously had a traveling museum that he was trying to showcase to the world, things that he loved, things that he thought should be preserved and showcased for people to see forever. From, I think he has the original AA book that is kind of like the guiding principles, all the way to a Jimi Hendrix guitar, to like a piece of Shinzu's actual, he just loved history. He loved showcasing his stuff, did full shows. And since he has passed, they are going to send them to new ownership, who would take care of him and treat him well. And also to the tune of 30 plus million, maybe even 80 plus million for maybe even $100 plus million in collection. Yeah, he had it all.
Yeah.
And he did showcase it. And he did showcase it a lot. And he was a billionaire who, wanted to go to a show. I'm going to the show. I just get the Beatles drum set from Johnny Carson, right?
Duh.
Who else is bidding for it? That guy doesn't even like music. That guy doesn't even, I'll do that. What's your number, boss? Do you see who else is thinking about buying it? We'll never see those drums again. Do not. Let's go ahead and get it. That's literally how he felt. And, it's a turning of a page. Good luck with all these things, everybody that ends up with them.
So cool.
And the Irsay family, this has to be an interesting thing to go through.
Yeah.
Every new item is a new story and a memory and nostalgia that you kind of have to go through during your mourning process, while also your profession is an everyday reminder of. That's a crazy thing for the three daughters to kind of have to go through. I assume every day is just a constant reminder of somebody that isn't there anymore. So good luck to them as they process it all while trying to navigate an NFL team, NFL waters, and actual human grieving process. That's an insane kind of process happening right
Especially with this kind of stuff, because we talked about this a little bit before the show. That's not an exaggeration that says he basically could operate a museum. He had, I imagine going through that house, there is stuff that they probably haven't seen in a long time. And it's just oh, wow, is it this may be the time to get rid of this? And then, like you said, that brings on just all these memories and stuff like that. But at the very least, at least that stuff's not just going to be sitting around and collecting dust. They're doing the right thing. That's probably what Jim would have wanted to do is, hey, let's let somebody else enjoy this now.
Yeah, he felt like he was just kind of the carrier of the baton for those things. And I'm excited to learn what all he has. I think that's going to start rolling out because it's going to be a nice little reminder, AJ. It'll be a nice reminder of a man who wanted to preserve a lot of things. Let's talk about this free agency frenzy. Obviously, the Commanders had a lot of money. Still have a lot of money.
Oh, yeah.
Commanders can make a lot of moves right now. They have a league high $65 million in available cap. They can make a lot of plays. What are people leaning towards for them to do?
So what they're originally addressed and had to address in the free agency was their defense. They had to get a lot younger and a lot better on defense. Their defense was horrendous last year. So they did that with Odafe Owe, who's the edge who came over from the Chargers, who's really good. Then they got Clavon Chase on the edge from the Patriots. So now they have a pass rush in that situation. They have got Leo Chenal, who we've been told many times is the linebacker from Kansas City, is the strongest human ox that exists on planet Earth. Nick Cross, the safety from the Colts. So they addressed the defensive side of the ball early and often to get better and younger on that side. They got Chiga Nkonkwo for the tight ends for a weapon to go with the weapons that they currently have, which aren't much. So they still need to address wide receiver. A lot of people are talking about their only wide receiver of note, to be honest, is Terry McLaurin. So they need maybe a second. Now people are tying the relationship between Jalen and then Brandon Ayuk because they played in college together. Sorry, Jaden Daniels. They played in college together at Arizona State. So maybe once he gets released by the 49ers, maybe Ayuk comes over to the Commanders. But they're still going to need maybe a couple more defensive pieces and some offensive weapons at the wide receiver position.
They spent a lot of money, AJ, still have a lot of money left. The Brandon Ayuk situation is fascinating. Obviously, just turned down like $30 million guaranteed, just didn't go to work there for a while with the San Francisco 49ers. A fascinating situation, but obviously an incredible football player. And if he and Jaden get along, they obviously have the money to be able to afford him, but they could also make other moves, Age. I love the position that the Commanders are in, and this comes after we just complimented the Raiders, who might have had the greatest free agency frenzy of all time.
Yeah, you're right. I when I look at this and I say, hey, we need wide receiver help, is there any chance that Debo goes back there on a discounted deal? Like, maybe he goes and tests the waters and says, hey, because I'm surprised he hasn't signed with anybody else yet.
Yeah, Debo, Diggs. Stephon Diggs got released by the Patriots, and he has impending court case coming up in April. But, like, teams are still, at least rumored to be interested in him. Juwan Jennings, another guy. Like, who knows if him and Ayuk go from Niners to Commanders. But you could also see that type of situation just because Jaden Daniels is such an appeal at quarterback. Like, you would want to play with a guy like that without a doubt. And they got a new stadium. Like, things are looking up in Washington, at least in the next 5 years or so.
Hollywood Brown also available. Jonnu Smith available.
Mm-hmm.
So they got $65 million to be able to play with. And this is like third wave of free agency, so the deals should be pretty easy to kind of get done at this case. Hey, Commanders did great. Raiders did great. We love what the Titans did.
Yeah.
We love what the Carolina Panthers did.
Mm-hmm.
Love what the Colts did.
Sure.
Love that. Patriots, though, Conman said nobody's talking about the Patriots. Patriots were in the Super Bowl. We did good, and we showed them no respect during free agency, is kind of what you were saying.
Well, a lot of the deals just weren't massive deals. Romeo Dobbs was the only one, 4 years, $80 million. It really ended up being like a 4 year, $68 million deal. I feel like Elliott Wolf has done that better than anybody when it comes to those terms. Elijah Vera Tucker, everyone kind of buried about, hey, this guy's been hurt. He missed all last season with triceps. He has a $250K roster bonus for every single game. Draymond Jones, another guy. But the two really, for me, that stood out were Reggie Gilliam, the fullback, which you're not just going to get juiced up when you see it, and then Kevin Byard, the safety. He led the league in interceptions last year. You could argue the Patriots weren't great at actually turning the ball over when it came to interceptions and forced fumbles. I reached out to D-Butt. D-Butt was like, this was one of my favorite signings of the entire free agency, just because when you pair him with a Christian Gonzalez, with a Carlton Davis, that opens up him even more. And not to mention, Craig Woodson going into his second year, one of the bright spots in the Super Bowl for New England, was massive to get that knowledge transferred from one to the other.
Did he have 5 straight weeks of picks or something like that?
I think he did. He had a couple multiple interception games too.
Mm-hmm.
Like he went bananas, and
and now he's going to be targeted.
Yeah, now exactly. Now he's free to roam a little more. Even like for the Bears, him and Brisker were great, and Brisker went to Pittsburgh, but they didn't have the lockdown corners that New England had. Like New England has 2 bona fide studs, one that's going to be an all-pro, probably highest paid in the history of the NFL, Christian Gonzalez. And then the fullback, I think the biggest thing is when you look at what happened with the resurgence of James Cook, a lot of those yards, a lot of those kind of schemes they had, and granted the duo was the big thing, 2 tight ends. He was on the field doing those things, and when it comes to Trevion Henderson, I expect him to make a huge jump because of the inclusion of the fullback.
The Patriots are back. It sucks. And they're making all the right decisions, and it seems like the massholes are loving every second of it.
Hell yeah.
They already made it to a Super Bowl. They lose, okay? So we don't have to deal with the massholes saying, wow, this is such an easy sport. You guys make it so difficult. This is what it is. But then they reload in the offseason. They got a lot to kind of grow off of, and Drake May is only going to get better, we assume. Good for the Patriots. And Tone, as soon as Connor said, we didn't really talk about the Patriots free agency, Tone goes, there's a team that I wouldn't mind talking about with what they did in free agency that I kind of like, and I would never compliment them on any other day, so let's go ahead and get that under control. Tone said maybe not the mistake by the lake up there in Cleveland.
Oh, wow.
Is that what you were saying, Tone?
I mean, let's lock it around. There's still a mistake by the lake. They still have a long way to go. But they did what kind of the Bears kind of did last year. The Bears needed a turnaround big time, and they needed at the offensive line. Coming into free agency, the Browns had 0 offensive linemen for next season, so they had to go out and address it, and they did. They went and got Titus Howard before free agency started. They traded him and gave him a huge extension. He's been good at the right tackle position, so that'll be good there. Elton Jenkins from the Packers, they got him. He's going to move back to his natural center spot where he was a 2-time Pro Bowler. So maybe they'll be good there. Zion Johnson was the highest-ranked guard on the market. Connor and I were very interested in him coming to our teams. Was disappointed to see him go to the Browns. And then Tevin Jenkins is a solid guard, too. So they went and got better at every single position on the offensive line, and then they sit there at number 6, which a lot of people are projecting they may take a left tackle at 6 so that their entire offensive line will be new but it'll be much improved. And that's where it all starts. That's what the Bears did last year. That's what the Raiders addressed with Linderbaum. So I think it's just I wanted to highlight the Browns. It was weird, but it felt right.
Yeah, Todd Monken's coming there in jeans saying, hey, we can kind of turn this place around if we really want to. Andrew Berry, who's the GM, formerly of the Indianapolis Colts, now he's with Cleveland, he kind of got his name dragged a little bit because of the hiring process of the head coaching position and how the quarterback thing has all kind of landed. They might have better days ahead. Is Shador their starting quarterback, AJ? Is Shador Sanders starting quarterback for the Browns? Where's Dylan Gabriel in all this? Deshaun Watson's back doing drills? What do the Ohio people think about the Browns next year? Because I assume the Miz thinks they're winning a Super Bowl. Is that how everybody else thinks?
Yeah, I mean, the Miz is his own unique kind of Browns fan. He's he's much more positive and optimistic than the Browns fans I am usually around. But yeah, I think people are willing to give Shador a shot as a starter. Now it is weird. Deshaun could be out there taking snaps. Dylan Gabriel is still there. But I think Monken kind of being under the radar, doing this, like you say, shoring up the offensive line. And the fact that Tone is even talking in a positive light about the Cleveland Browns, that's all we need to know. Like, they are doing the right thing.
How about that, Tone?
How about it?
Yeah.
We don't know if they're doing the right thing. Tone could be wrong. He is an AP voter for all the NFL awards.
I should say they're trying. I guess they're attempting. They're trying to build their team up.
Which we like, and they've been really hamstrung the last couple of years with contract stuff. Yeah. Not that they're still not with Deshaun Watson, but at least they're kind of getting into a later version of that whole thing.
Do you think it's that big of a deal that Jim Schwartz isn't going to be coming back as their defensive coordinator? Because that's something that no one's really talking about, how they basically hired Todd Monken. We're like, hey, sorry, Jim, get the hell out of here. We know your defense has been the best in the NFL pretty much for the last 5 years, but you're not getting the head coaching job. Take a hike. Like, how big of a deal do you think that is? Because it seems like they're doing things right on the offensive side of the ball, but now, like, what their strength is, they're going to have a new coordinator. And
Miles put out at some point, a post about something?
Probably. It's just offseason, so that's,
I hope he breaks you in half when
he could, for sure.
Yes, he certainly could. And you just kind of popped off at the mouth a little bit.
Well, I was speaking facts.
He was over there at the Winter Olympics supporters.
He was,
Okay, so maybe he is in a much better position in a Zen-wise with Todd Monken getting the job over Jim Schwartz. We were kind of confused why you would do that. If you're going to do an older coach who's successful at their respective jobs, why not just keep the guy who has led to a historic defense and is probably beloved in the building? And they said, we want something fresh. We want something new. We'll see if the defense responds in the same way. We assume Myles Garrett's going to get to the quarterback.
No doubt.
Yeah. We assume he's
Mason Graham.
And I saw Jerry Jeudy trading with Mr. Golden Feet.
Yeah, Route God.
Yeah, Route God. There it is.
I saw a tweet about that.
Yeah, and he. What tweet did you see? I'm sure you saw something for somebody that knows what explosivity looks like in front.
They said, oh, great, he's training with Route God. Maybe he should be training with Hands God.
That's ridiculous.
Jerry Jeudy has unbelievable hands.
That's
and
what the
unbelievable
tweet said.
routes.
And unbelievable moxie.
Are we not on ESPN News?
And unbelievable aura.
Are we not on ESPN
and
News?
Unbelievable hair and chains and clothes.
As we continue to try our best to fill in the AFC North, because we might be joined by somebody who just joined the AFC North.
The team that won the AFC North free agency?
Oh, we have audio issues again. This is starting to become our problem. This is starting to become our problem, it feels like. All fingers in the back are heading right to the other side.
Okay.
I don't like us throwing everybody under the bus like this, but I do like that we're doing the news. Hey, we got some news. We have somebody connected that we're going to talk to and about for the AFC North, but the news is it's on their end, is what everybody's saying.
Okay. Man.
That's tough.
Before we get to more AFC North conversation, let's go to the tennis world. This isn't a fucking hindrance.
Man.
Okay? Run it, Foxy, please.
But I would understand. I don't think it distracted you enough. That's what I'm saying.
Did you see a hindrance?
He's not the first player this tournament to feel like there's a call being missed. And Medvedev's probably saying hindrance, is he?
Yep.
Oh, this is a big moment because he might actually have a case here, Medvedev.
And then you.
It wasn't like he said it. Well,
if he asked for it, it means that he saw it, right?
There's no way it distracted him enough. In the rule book,
correct.
If he misses the next ball,
yes,
then I understand. But we played two more shots.
It is something different. Now, if he asked for it, it means he saw it, right? So if he saw it, the only thing I can say is that it was different than normal.
There's no way it was enough to distract him, though. There's no way.
Well, this is the benefits of the doubt. It's the benefits of the doubt.
Players do that all the time, though. Players
All the
do
time.
that all the time. Players do this all the time where they're like this.
The gesture with his hand.
His gesture with his hand was a hindrance. We're finally getting to it. I was sick of waiting for it. But that whole thing happens in tennis. Bruce, you're supposed to be our tennis guy. That happens. I hate the sport. This guy can't do this whenever it's out of bounds. And then the other guy can say, they interrupted me in the way I'm thinking. And it sounded like the female ref there, I don't know what that rule, the judge, the
line judge.
The judge, the super ref in these things.
Super ref.
It felt like they were trying to say in front of him, like, hey, are you sure that this was a hindrance? He could have at any moment said it wasn't an actual hindrance. I was making that up. And this was like game-winning point situation, right, too, Bruce?
Yes, it was the second set, and it was tied 5-5. So that was a pivotal game, a pivotal, moment in the match. And Medvedev, he's kind of a salty, sawed-off prick. He's not giving away any points. He's not conceding any, chivalry, giving points away ever. So, yeah. Just kind of a classic tennis.
I hate
drama.
tennis. I've decided.
I've never seen it, though. Why is that a rule? If anyone has played racquetball, in racquetball, you can call hinder. If you get in the guy's way and you're in their way, that's like a legit thing. But when you're on opposite sides of the court, I don't care if the dude sits there and helicopters his meat. I'm still finishing the point. Like, it doesn't matter.
Now, unless he helicoptered his meat on every single hit, I guess if it's a little bit different than the other, they could call it a hindrance. And I'm learning that.
He'd be good.
So if he helicoptered every time, I think that would be the normal. But what she was trying to say is the rules are you did something out of the normal. He said it hindered his brain power capacity. You
got to still keep playing.
He did, though. That's kind of what old buddy was saying.
That was a great point.
We did 4 more points after this. What are we even talking about? Medvedev goes, I know, Stan, I saw it. You can't do it. I guess it's also called whenever there's loud. So I guess
Do they actually call it for that? Do they call it for that? Because that was one more time.
Okay, so that's actually a big part of it. I was doing some research. So if every time I go, and then I go,
that's hindrance.
That one would be the hindrance.
Oh.
Because it was different than normal. So if I 100 times, and then I go, they would say that's a hindrance right there.
You're just finishing, You're just finishing the point. Right?
Exactly. Exactly.
More power. Noise.
And I don't know why they do all the grunting. I appreciate that they have more energy going through their hands than anybody in any other sport. But it is not just like socially acceptable in every other sport to be grunting as loud as you possibly can while doing your job. And I think that's why I like tennis. Okay, now I'm back on it. These people screaming in the middle of an arena. And then now if you don't scream, so they kind of set themselves, they have to do the most scream they would ever do.
Yeah.
Because if they get to the point of having to do that, it can't be called a hindrance. So now it makes a lot more sense.
Yeah.
I just want to let tennis know, I'm never watching it again because of what I just saw.
You're out. He's out. Here.
I'm out.
You're out.
Medvedev
I didn't
now
know
has
hindrance was a call.
It's a call. Yeah, neither did taped up fingers guy.
Yeah. Bruce grew up playing tennis. Did he know hindrance was a thing?
I didn't. I was doing a lot of hindering against the kids playing all year, spiking my racket in the parent-child tournament, all that jazz.
I like that. What's going on here? Can we not talk to these people over in the AFC North, or what's going on?
They're trying again to their phone. So it was a Wi-Fi issue over there. Also, Bristol was talking to us about losing the feed for a bit, and then they had me pinned. So they were just screaming in my ear while I was trying to talk about tennis.
I mean, if Bristol's losing the feed, it's hard to be pointing the finger at the other team.
Yeah, it feels like it's probably a backroom issue over
there.
It's 100-mile-an-hour winds outside. Are all our satellites up out there?
Alco's okay, though.
Yeah, Hawko is okay. He looks better than ever. Look at that haircut.
He does.
I've seen like
pretty windy out here.
8 cows fly by during the show.
Well, if you can feel it.
You can chase.
That is what it felt like earlier. You know how we have that camera shooting out at the gate and then out in the front? I don't think a lot of people know that. People should know that if you're around our property, we do see you. So if you walk in with a see-through onesie on with your cheeks out with a guitar, we are going to see you.
Gotcha.
And we are going to investigate. Now, we are in Indiana, so the things that we have inside of here potentially, whatever. But cameras outside, shaking, and then we saw just leaves and shit just flying. Like it looked like a movie. Bags were flying through there today. We hope everybody's safe. Joining us now, ladies and gentlemen, is a man who used to call this place home.
Mm-hmm.
Now he's a member of the Pittsburgh Steelers. Ladies and gentlemen, wide receiver for the Steelers. A man who the Yinzers are going to absolutely love. He'd literally break his back on a football field if it meant he could get a reception. A dog in the purest of forms. Also a farmer, I think. Ladies and gentlemen, Michael Pittman Jr.
Thank you. Thank you, guys. Thank you.
Thank you.
Appreciate you guys having me.
Hey, congratulations on being a Pittsburgh Steeler. We're all very excited for you, yada, yada, yada. Can you please tell me your energy as you go into that Steelers building? Because obviously I'm from Pittsburgh. I've watched your entire career here in Indianapolis. I'm very appreciative of the culture in which I think you operate by. I think it's going to be great for that city. How do you feel as a Pittsburgh Steeler and everything that city kind of represents?
Absolutely. I mean, I would just like to start out with saying that Indy, I mean, like, I've loved my time in Indy so much. I mean, everybody there, like, it's so hard to leave such a special place, and everybody there that made it, like, so great. So shout out to the training room, shout out to the equipment room, and obviously all of my teammates and stuff too. But, you know, like, looking forward, yeah, I mean, I just feel like my style of football just like fits in here. Just like that smash mouth football and everything. Like, you know, like I feel like that's the way that I play football and that I'm going to fit in well here. So excited about it, fired up. I talked to Coach Mike and everything that he has planned for me. And it just sounds great. So I'm stinking fired up to be here.
Yeah, I'm stinking fired up for you too. It's going to work out perfectly. AJ has a question for you.
Yeah, you mentioned Big Mike McCarthy. What was your first impression speaking with him, and what about his personality and his passion about football made you want to become a Steeler?
Absolutely. I mean, just like his passion and like just like the thing or the stuff that he was talking about, or just like talking about with being more diversified, because, you know, like when I was with the Colts, like you saw a lot of intermediate to short stuff, like just work on opening that back up to more of the things I did in my first 3 years, right? And like just getting back to that well-rounded receiver that I am. So and then obviously, like, we know that Aaron is still thinking about playing or not playing, and then like we're fortunate that we got two really good quarterbacks on a roster still, like in Mason Mason, like, and Will, and like you guys might have a better sense of Aaron coming back to play like than like I do. So you guys would probably know something before me. So
now AJ definitely will, and I think if he was to come back, you would be one of the first people he would probably tell, brother. You are a person that he is going to be good friends. He's going to like who you are, not only as a wide receiver, but just as a human. This guy's a farmer. Like the way you and his relationship are going to go, I think, if it was to happen, would be spectacular. But on that note, Connor has a question about contact.
Yeah, Michael, because of that thought right there, have you reached out to Aaron maybe to inquire about either living in his house or, you know, just about the area in general? Because that might be a good way to gauge it. Hey, Aaron, can I, you know, maybe buy your house off you? If he says no, oh, okay, so you're going to throw the ball to me? Or has there been any contact in that sense?
Yeah, do it for all of us.
As far as what you'll be, yeah, because we'd like to know too, because we'd like to talk about that.
Yep.
Absolutely. So I haven't reached out to him yet. I'm trying to give him his space to think. And yeah, I mean, like, I like, you know, like, just like I would love to move in with him, but you know, after what he said about him and his wife, like, just like I don't want to get
he's working
like
out.
In like the way.
True.
The way of them doing their stuff.
Yeah.
So,
yeah.
Gotta have earplugs.
Hey.
We have Beats by Dre.
Hey, this is smart. Yeah, we need noise canceling if you're going to head out there, because I think there's a chance you're going to be hearing a lot of different stuff. The guy's in great shape. Great shape.
A lot of push-ups.
Yeah. Yeah, a lot of.
Yeah, that's what I said. He said he's doing a lot of push-ups.
Michael Pittman, you know what we're talking about. We're talking to a brand new Pittsburgh Steelers wide receiver. Ty has a question for you.
Yeah, Michael, we heard that you were in Uganda maybe when all this went down. Did this catch you by surprise being traded? I imagine that would potentially suck, being halfway across the world and then realizing like, oh boy, now I got to figure all this stuff out. Or did you know that this could potentially happen and this was maybe kind of an expectation once Alec Pierce signed his new big deal with the Colts?
Yeah, so going back, I actually booked this trip like last year. So obviously I didn't have the complete foresight to see this happening. But as it kind of progressed, I kind of planned for having to potentially make a early trip back. So I actually ended up cutting the trip short by 6 days, but obviously like I was happy to do it because, this is like important stuff. But yeah, so I was out there for about 7 to 8 days. Like it's a complete blur because there's no internet, there's no cell service. And we were doing like a safari and fishing thing, and we got to go to villages and drop off some food and like stuff like that. So it was great.
Did they fly a pigeon in? How exactly did they let you know, hey, you're a Pittsburgh Steeler now? And Big Mike McCarthy would like to say, what's up?
Yeah. Omar Khan running through the safari with a machete.
So there's this one room that has Wi-Fi, and you have to be in that room to
ding, ding, ding,
your
ding, ding.
3G. Yeah, like your 3G, like with band Wi-Fi. So that's how I found out. And then I got in there, and then everybody's calling me, texting me. I'm like, but obviously, like as it got closer, like I obviously knew which direction that we were headed. So.
Did you find any perspective in a place with no Wi-Fi, knowing that you're potentially about to have a new home? Seriously, was there any, because I think you were with, obviously, I don't know who you're with. I don't know exactly the dynamics, but I assume that was very close people in your life that you're traveling, 48 hours to get to the middle of nowhere, spending time with nothing else. Did you have perspective conversations about life while you're out there trying to pull Godzilla out of there? I don't know what you're doing in Uganda.
Yeah, I mean, it, like it definitely puts like perspective like on life, like being out there and being with the local people like that live there and just see how they live with so much less. And like, it just really makes you put your problems into like perspective, be like, I'm worried about this. And these people are struggling every single day to just live the way that they're living right now. And it just puts like perspective, and just being out there is just like eye-opening, and just being able to help them out and do the little things I could do like while I was there. So
you pulled this is a river monster? I don't know what the hell this thing is. What is it?
Oh! Yeah. So that's actually the fish that my brother caught. So I caught a much smaller one. That's why I didn't post it.
No, definitely pose with that.
Yeah, right.
Change your shirt, pose with another one.
Yeah.
Did it on a different day. You got to do what you got to do. Congrats on an incredible trip, I guess, to Uganda. And we're very thankful that you're a member of the Pittsburgh Steelers. We'll continue our conversation with Michael Pittman Jr. as this hour wraps up on Doing the News, ESPN News. We'll continue digitally on YouTube, ESPN Plus, Disney Plus, TikTok Live, and X. This man's a Pittsburgh Steeler now. Tone, before we go off air, is there any message you want the world to hear you telling Michael Pittman?
Yeah, Mr. Pittman, everyone is very, very excited. I'm not sure if you saw the Twitter reaction. I know you did because I saw you change your Twitter profile, but anything you need in the city, anything, you let me know. We'll get it done. We'll kill someone for you.
Okay.
Thank you. I appreciate that.
Hold on. Okay, we're back. Oh, man. That had to be. All right, so we're still live, Michael. We're still live. We're just not on ESPN News anymore. We're just only digitally.
That's true.
It's Feel Good Friday.
You wanted me to tell him what the city reaction was and what they would do for him. And I was telling the truth.
And the thing about it is, when I talked about you going to another team, I actually said this guy's willing to die on the football field. You are all in. Whenever we were having issues or hearing issues about the culture and the buy-in at the Indianapolis Colts, it was like, you were the one that I and we talked about as like, this guy will always show up. I even said when Jonathan Taylor did the holdout and got paid for it, It was like Michael Pittman Jr. should be the next one. Just put a hoodie on, sunglasses on, and do it. You held us together, bro, for a long time, and we all have a lot of respect. And the Pittsburgh Steelers fans that are on this show were forced to watch it. So it's like, I think our messaging to people back in Pittsburgh, not that we know a lot of people, we know a good amount of people, is like, this guy, it's in his name, Pittman, like he is supposed to be a Steeler. Now, on that note, Tone has a question about the Pittsburgh Steeler journey.
Yeah, dude, Michael, there's a lot of leaders in the locker room, a lot of them on the defensive side of the ball, though. Cam, TJ, Patrick Queen, Jalen Ramsey. On the offensive side of the ball, if Aaron doesn't come back, it's you and DK pretty much who are the vets. Everyone else has been there for a while, but they're still younger. Have you thought about your role in the locker room yet, which is loaded with a ton of leaders in there?
Absolutely, yeah. I mean, like I definitely have to put in like my time here first, and I got to learn from them. Like I got to learn from TJ, I got to learn from Cam, I got to learn from Aaron. Like if he decides to come back, the way that they do things here, because that's one thing that I don't want to do is come in here stepping on toes and trying to do something that like they don't do. Like I am a part of their team now, and I have to be assimilated like into that, and like I have to earn that from them first.
Nick Moraldo in the back, also a Steelers fan, said, you come in and step on some toes.
Yeah, sure.
Okay, you go. That's also a Yinzer in the back. So, that's just one particular Italian Yinzer who is saying that. But the city's pumped for you. And good luck. I heard, I just got a message in my ear from the back room. You said something about needing to find a farmer to till the land as you're going over to Pittsburgh. Is that accurate?
Yeah, so I'm going to need a farm manager to take care of the cows, horses, goats, chickens, and the grass and the hay.
Okay,
that's iron right there. The longhorn.
What's the tip to tip? What's the inches there, tip to tip?
I don't know, but she's definitely our widest.
I was told by Texas people, you're supposed to know fucking tip to tip. Right? That was a question that I was supposed to get an answer for right there. I want to, from my understanding of how this conversation was supposed to go. I only have one Longhorn conversation, and it's me coming in saying, tip to tip, what is that thing? Do we got titles or not? So that you just kind of ruined everything I had going for my life there. But iron is beautiful.
Well, yeah, at least 60.
That's a fucking tip to tip if I've ever seen one. Jeez Louise, Pittman Jr.
Tip to tip, it's at least bigger than 4 inches. So there you go.
That's good for Pittsburgh too, brother. Yeah. I want to let you know you're gonna be impressed with that. We'll see you soon. We hope you're around during the draft. We'll be around Pittsburgh, and we can't wait to watch all of it. Good luck, man. Hopefully you find a farm manager for your tip to tips all around there.
All right, thanks, guys. I appreciate it.
Good luck, Mike. You're the man. Ladies and gentlemen, former Indianapolis Colt. We appreciate your service. Now Pittsburgh Steeler, Michael Pittman Jr.
Yeah, Michael.
He's supposed to know tip to tip.
Yeah, that is baseline.
He just knows that he loves iron with all his heart.
Yeah, I know, but what it...
Oh, iron, that kind of
yeah,
fits,
I'm pretty sure the other bull is called City.
And then the other one's called Light. And then the other one is Mango.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Oh, man. This might be too good to be true for the Pittsburgh Steelers. Who's throwing them the ball? Will Mason? I don't know. Aaron, you guys know. I don't know. Fuck.
Is that guy ever going to make up his goddamn mind?
Have there been an offer to him? Do we know that?
That's a good question.
Oh, okay.
That was what I learned from the conversation is that Steelers haven't made. What? Oh, okay.
Sure.
What?
That's what it was waiting on.
I didn't love that he did deflect my question of him working out and staying in shape directly to fucking.
Yeah, I mean that's just the reality.
It's a good little detour to knock you off.
Because I had him. Like Connor doing the, hey, can I buy your house? That's a good way to, I need an answer. So like, oh, you're working out. What are you working out for? Still playing, or is this just going to be who you are as a person? He then quickly had to be like, I guess I'm telling the truth here. I'm working out to fuck.
Yeah. Nah, bro, I'm fucking.
And I respect that so much.
Yeah,
that might have been my favorite moment from all Aaron Rodgers' appearances.
Yeah.
Is that he said a lot.
Me too.
He was an hour and a half in there, talked a lot, complimented a lot of people, complimented everybody.
Second favorite.
Loved it. And then the only takeaway immediately afterwards was like a picture of him. Love the way graphics departments are working now. Boning.
Yeah.
Picture of Aaron Wood.
Yeah.
Like a
sexually active.
Yeah, all those things. I was like, yeah, that's good journalism. I mean, People are wondering why the guy looks better than ever. It's not because he wants to continue to spin the pill. He doesn't know that yet.
Right.
Spinning his pill.
Boom. He's spitting pills out. All right.
Ropes.
Huh?
You tell us.
You
Is
heard
that
me.
what you're thinking?
I said he was throwing ropes, is what I said.
You know, so
Shooting ropes.
There it
I
is.
guess.
Okay.
My bad.
No, and also throwing them.
Shoot.
We don't know. Actually, we don't. You know.
He can do both, probably.
Yeah, didn't they bend a bullet one time?
Yeah, they did.
Oh, yeah.
Who?
Angelina Jolie.
Yep. She fucking threw that thing.
Has she been acting in the last 10 years?
I don't think she has to, but I do know that.
Certainly doesn't have to. She's probably been in a thing or two, but yeah, you know, I mean, she's got like 40 kids.
Acting's a good time. Acting's a good mental test. That is what I have realized. It's a good, fun mental test. Can you remember the words?
Mm-hmm.
Well,
you.
And can you be good, too? You got to be able to be good. We've seen people that are terrible on camera.
Yeah, can you be the word?
I have yet to see myself do anything, which is kind of interesting. Okay. I've seen a little bit of me.
That was a good clip.
I've seen a tiny bit of me.
Brief clip, but it was good.
But it's interesting. I'm getting a chance to do things because, you know, there is should try to learn about this particular industry, you know, especially with who we know, and opportunities that are taking place, especially with Ari. I mean, Ari Emanuel just come, hey, you're going to be an actor. It's like, I don't think that's the case. Nope. You want to be a principal in a Super Bowl commercial? When is it? This weekend. Where? San Diego. No, I can't do that. Oh, not thank you. You're in a Super Bowl commercial. That's how this whole thing started with Ari, okay? That's literally how this whole thing started. And then I go do the principal commercial. So much fun. Peter Berg's working that thing. So much fun. I mean, it was I'd never done anything like that before. I got cast as a tree in a high school play.
Nice.
Okay, I got cast as a tree. I think it was Christmas. Lorman got Santa Claus.
Nice.
Love that. He got Santa Claus.
I didn't know we did that.
Yeah, it was Miss something. She was a reading teacher. She was not a big fan. She purposely put me as a tree. I had to stand there for an hour and a half, and during practice, hour and a half, stand as a tree. I had one word. I think it was like, hello. You know, so that was like the most I did in acting as a whole. Never done it before. So that whole principal thing was awesome. I had a lot of fun. And then all of a sudden, it's like, hey, could you be a drill instructor? And it's like, what's that? That's like the baddest fucking guy on earth? I don't think so. They're like, we would like to see if you could do this, please. So then I go down to Paris Island, learn how to be a drill instructor, watch them do the thing. And it's like, hey, you're in the greatest generation, and also you're a drill instructor, which is complete opposite of kind of my personality, okay? I was a fat principal that was in, and then all of a sudden I'm a fucking drill instructor in World War II from the greatest generation, World War I vet being a drill instructor for the Marines at Paris Island. It's like, that seems like a big responsibility. They're like, well, yeah, don't fuck it up then. It's like, okay. So I give that a full go. Fly to Australia to do that. So that's my second time acting. I'm in Australia filming a movie around people that are like Shakespearean trained fucking.
Been doing it their whole lives. Yeah, been doing that their whole lives.
Yeah, so like it was like a really cool feeling before things are about to start. I don't know how many millions worth of everything that's in there. You got trucks and things everywhere. And then you got these actors who are phenomenal here. And it's like, hey, we're wasting all this time right now because of you. And it's like the feeling I got before that was like sick. Like that was like a cool feeling right there. And then doing it, it's like, wow, okay. It's fun to like take on the personality of somebody that I'm not. Fat principal, then a drill instructor. And then I guess they watch like the dailies is what it's called. I'm kind of learning about this business. They watch like the dailies, which is every single shot basically is being sent to executives at places to kind of watch it. I didn't know that obviously at the time. I don't know how many people know that, but they're watching dailies and they're like, hey, Tulsa King's filming right now. They need somebody that's kind of similar to your age and build. Could you be a potential, I don't know if we're giving away what I am in that particular thing, but that's completely different. None of these things have been like any character that is me, you know? So I've actually had to like portray things that are vastly different than who I am. And I've been loving learning about it. I've been loving the process. They put a report out that I'm trying to be the next Stallone or something. It's like, thank you for trying to fucking make everybody hate me, thinking that I'm gonna be, there's never gonna be another Sylvester Stallone. But I am certainly watching and learning and getting an incredible opportunity to work alongside of him. And it's like, there'll never be another Sylvester Stallone, ever. I'm watching this guy rewrite things by hand and then like doing it all. So it's like, I'm trying to learn as much as I can. And we have an interest, certainly, in the Thunderdome and getting into that world. And I've just been very grateful that I've gotten a chance to see it at a very high end, kind of thrown into the deep end. And I know I don't deserve these shots, and there's gonna be other actors that are gonna be upset about me getting these opportunities. And I agree, this is the first time that we've ever had somebody actually like, you know, kind of speed up everything, I think. I think that would be a good way to start.
Yeah.
We've never had an Aria manual.
No.
Right.
No.
But you have to earn them after the first one. Like the first one you probably get because of who you are, but then if people see your dailies and they suck, like you're not someone is not going to put their reputation on the line and a movie on the line for, hey, yeah, let's give it's Pat McAfee. Let's give him like you actually have to prove like, oh no, this guy can do this. He can do this. So
I just wanted to let people know that I am not under the guise that I think I'm going to be a fucking movie star. Okay, we are just learning about the process right now, and I didn't call Ari and be like, hey, make me a fucking
I'm
movie.
a fucking movie star. Let's go.
That is not how it was being. Like, I was very thankful that people were talking about it. It was very cool. And Ari, like, the only people he reps at this point, because he might be one of the greatest American dream business stories of all time whenever it's all said and done with what he's been able to do and accomplish and everything like that. But it's like they wrote an article about me being the next Stallone from some, what was it, Variety?
I think so, yeah.
Variety or something like that. And they were like, Ari reps, and they listed off who he reps or whatever. And it's just like so ridiculous that my name was next to any of those people. And I'm very thankful for the opportunities that Ari has presented because this guy's a fucking weapon. Oh, yeah. He's everything he was in Entourage, okay, as Ari Gold. But yeah, I'm trying to enjoy it all, man. I really am. And I'm trying to learn as much as possible about it while I'm doing, and also respect the craft as much as possible. Reading books about it, watching YouTube videos about it, things to think about. The other actors on set, Goody from Tulsa King, Cash Flow, who plays Bigfoot on Tulsa King. These people have a lot more experience than I do. Like them being so welcoming and like teaching and coaching, it's like.
The drill instructor cast you're with is very good.
Sick.
Yeah, they're all like incredible actors. Mm-hmm. All of them.
Oh, yeah.
And they had to spend an entire day getting yelled at by me.
That's the business.
Entire day. Entire day.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, isn't it fucking nice? Look at you fee-fi-fo-fum big fuck. This guy's from a family of things, and you got me just in his fucking grill, like this. And yeah, it's been cool. It's been fun. But there is no illusion where I think I am going to be Sylvester Stallone. Nobody will be the next Sylvester Stallone. And I don't think I covered that enough because of how much of a run we've been on. So I just want to make sure before we get into the weekend that everybody knows that I do not fucking think I am a movie star. I am just trying to learn about said business because of how awesome it has been to us as a society. And yeah, it's been really fucking cool. Scott Stone down there at Tulsa King. This guy, OG legend, been around. Glasser, doing his thing out there. A lot of good people, man, have been trying to give me opportunities. And they have had to tell me what you told me too, though. Because I'm like, as soon as I get there, I'm like, thank you so much for the opportunity. They're like, hey.
Yeah, if you sucked, you wouldn't be here. Okay?
We're not fucking doing favors here.
Right.
That this whole thing. I'm like, all right. I mean, we'll see. I haven't seen any of it, but I saw one picture, live picture. Somebody sent me a live picture of the edit. So I fucking held it.
Oh, so you can see the second half.
So I can see, I got half a second of me acting.
Got a little bit of dialogue in there.
Yeah, me talk a little bit because I've never seen myself.
Yep.
So people are like, how are you? I'm like, I have no idea.
We'll see.
And then I show up at like a scene and I don't have like the fundamentals to fall back on, because I'm like, I have no idea if what I was doing was right. So all right, I'm just going to fucking just see how it goes. So we really won't know until all this shit comes out how it is. That's an interesting.
Yeah, I can imagine.
That's an interesting mental.
That'll be fun.
Hey, is this going good? I have no fucking idea. Special delivery. Fucking me just going right into a scene with fucking people who are multi-millionaires from acting. It's like, it's been fun. It's been fun. On that note, let's have the greatest weekend of all time.
Hell yeah.
Good work this week, boys.
You too.
Tony, great work this week.
You too, brother.
Good work, Tony.
Toxic Table, great work this week.
You too, brother.
Boys in the back, good work this week.
Good work, boys.
Graphic design boys, good work this week.
Good work, boys.
Tim and Zito, good work this week.
Yeah.
Good work, boys.
Shefty, Shrades, Orlovsky, good work this week.
Good work, boys.
AJ, it's been great to see you. Nice haircut. See you next week on Monday. You're going to show up ready to fucking go, and I can't wait for that. Yeah. And baseball.
I can't wait.
Still going to
Yes, I was just going to say, U.S.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, you shouldn't guarantee a win, but you can pretty much guarantee.
You can guarantee.
You can guarantee.
You're right. Let me go ahead and put 5,000 down on him right now. Gumpy, enough with your
minus 900.
Yeah, minus 900. It's not as big of a favorite, obviously, against Italy, or minus 1,100, which is why I called it maybe
a little bit more return on your investment.
Yeah, it's huge.
It's actually really good.
Yeah, and now they're sending me. Responsible gaming videos.
Again, the darts got you again.
Yeah. So I haven't had this happen to me ever. After losing a $5,000 bet on a minus 1,100 favorite and getting mocked and ridiculed across the entire internet world, DraftKings just launches a responsible gaming thing as soon as I log in there, going, "Hey, you want to fucking shut this down for a minute?
Check
okay,
pal.
You're allowed to breathe. You don't have to chase this thing. Do you want to?" You can exclude yourself actually for up to 5 years if you would like to ban yourself from the platform. It's like, okay, so I understand it was a bad bet. Please. Can you hear me out?
Yeah.
I was just trying to get a win.
The boys are going to win tonight.
You got to plead your case on there.
To the AI.
For America.
That's telling me I got a problem. Okay, let me, I'm going to put this bet in while we're live just so it can be real.
Still no lineup. I'd like to know who's going to be in the lineup.
Does he know what time the game is today?
Who?
I think D-Rose locked in for this.
Just double checking.
Boys, I want to let you know I'm now winning $555
we
today. Let's go, boys. And on Monday, baseball still exists. We'll see you then. Have an incredible weekend. Be a friend, tell a friend something nice that might change your life. We're in this thing together. Team on me, team on three. Thank you all for allowing us to do this for a living. We are eternally grateful and the luckiest dudes on earth. We understand that. We're going to try to respect that forever. And we hope you will continue to love sports alongside all of us. Team on me, team on three. 1, 2, 3, team. Goodbye.